Hello, YouTube. It's my D&D session today. Yeah. Right. Is everyone here to begin?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Aye.
So to start off, I am going to start doing a thing and getting the habit of doing this. Oh God, that's loud. Where I am going to post last session summary in Discord, so you guys can look at it throughout the session in case you forget what's going on.
Okay.
So it's there for you to read if you need it. So, in the last session of Curse of Strahd, you began outside the ghostly mansion and home of your new companion, Argynvostholt, the location of another artifact that might aid you in your fight against Strahd von Zarovich, if the readings you received all the way back in Serpool from the Vistani seer Madame Eva are to be believed. Furthermore, your new companion has told you that there is some form of corruption that has taken his father's home, and he wishes to cleanse it alongside putting the revenants of his father's knights to rest, as they are consumed in undeath by their hatred of Strahd von Zarovich. You started by making your way through the house in last session, where eventually you stumbled across strange noises and lurking shadows, and then arriving before a chapel, where you encountered 3 revenants. You defeated them, but only after a grueling battle where Nigel took quite the beating. You then followed Ilkaas and climbed the staircases leading to the upper floors, and eventually came across one of the more docile revenants, a former knight of the Order of the Silver Dragon named Godfrey Gwillem. Ilkaas spoke with him and tried to convince him to help further the suffering of Strahd von Zarovich, but whilst Godfrey may have seemed like this plan sounded fairly appealing, he seemed to be bound by an oath to their leader, who he told you was called Vladimir Horngard, and the revenants would only answer to his orders. Afterwards, you explored further into the mansion, where you encountered a small draconic creature made of ash, and then triggered a magical trap, which trapped Cal and Farrah behind a wall of stone, where they were ambushed by a number of spectral knights. However, within Farrah's stone shape, she managed to open up a doorway within this stone wall and allow the rest of you to join the battle. And because of this, you swiftly defeated the spectres. And that is where we begin our session. So, let me move you over to... Where is it? Oh, yeah. I think this is the right floor. Yes, it is. Genius. Just the floor. Yeah, just let me set this up properly. There we go. Right, so currently you stand within the hallway at the west side of the manor on the 2nd floor, after having just defeated these spectral warriors. There is much of the mansion left to explore, and if Ilkaas is to achieve his goals and you are to recover this artifact, then there is still much left to go. Iron Oath, what are you doing?
I can't remember. Were we going to take a short rest or not?
Well, I was about to ask you that. Are you going to try and take a short rest?
The only concern I have is because I remember, I can't remember who it was, but somebody made a really loud noise with something.
Yeah, that was me.
Ilkaas. Oh. Yeah. So I don't know whether it's a good idea.
It's totally up to you guys. Feel free to discuss it amongst yourselves if you want to or not.
Ilkaas just following everyone else, so he wouldn't have anything to say.
Okey-doke.
Cal would say that he's low on resources right now, but I do have all my hit die for a short rest, but I won't have any spells to play with afterwards to speak of.
I would say that just for frame of reference, the time currently is about 1 p.m.
Okay. The only concern I have is, we may not be ambushed, but we may be trapped if something comes up this way. There's no exit points here or here.
Ilkaas just looks out the window.
It also affords its own advantages, though. If there's only one entrance and we're all crammed into a room, we can hold a choke point easier than an open plain.
Potentially. Well, I think we all need a short rest regardless.
Very well. So, as a group, are you deciding to take a short rest? Okey-doke.
Sounds like it.
Can one of you, I don't mind who, please roll a D100 for me, please?
Go on, Kieran.
Oh, whoops. There you go.
Okay.
Well, Steph was technically first, so gave his.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit. So you all gather in this room, I assume, to settle down for a rest before you try and push on further into the mansion.
Yeah.
So if you want to position yourselves within that room.
I'm going to be watching the door there.
That means you, Anja. Oh god, she's fallen asleep already. We've a token for her.
Yeah, her in.
Right, so as you're sitting around readying yourself, you begin to hear the sound of whispers beyond the room. Can one of you roll a d4 for me, please?
2.
Okie doke. So, from beyond the room, you begin to hear strange whispering sounds as you settle down for a rest. And then suddenly, Farrah, you're the first to see it. But you see a number of figures begin rising up through the floor. Much like the ones you previously experienced. And they seem to hold similar form from the ones you slew in the last session. But surrounding each of you, 1, 2, you see a number of phantom warriors rising up, and you see them patrolling around the room, almost resuming position, watching out over the grounds, looking, almost seeming to ignore you at first.
You did say that they revived, didn't you?
And as they look out over the grounds, you begin to hear similar calls to that you had before. The enemy is abound! Or Knights of the Silver Dragon! For Argynvost! And then they all begin, they just look at you and turn. Could you all please roll initiative for me?
Shit.
Good thing I've got Misty Step.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, this is really bad, isn't it?
Right, it literally was the worst result.
Oh,
Right, so quickly.
Well, all our buff boys are on really low health.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Buff boys, buff boys.
What are you going to do when they flex at you?
At this rate, it's more like die on you. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking that Anya's probably either gone or fallen asleep again. So, yeah.
I just rolled initiative. I'll play Nigel.
Thank you, Tom. Right, I'll add him on as well for you. Right, so Farrah, you are up first.
Are we prone?
Well,
No, you would have had enough time to stand within the room, because they almost resumed like almost like a scene in front of you before resuming combat.
okay. Farrah is gonna step here, I guess. I mean, it's not great. Either way. Oh. 15 feet up, yeah. And she will do Thunderwave.
Okie doke. I think that will hit both of them, right?
Should be.
Turn off snapping. 10 feet across.
15
Yeah.
foot.
Oh, it's 15 foot across. Yeah, definitely will then. Right, so that's 2 con saves for these guys.
Yeah,
1,
if I
2.
remember, they've got con as well.
They got a 19 and a 14.
Okay. Well, one of them fails.
Okie doke, so if you want to roll your damage on that.
Yeah.
Not bad. Let's check something.
And the one that failed gets pushed back.
Yep, so you would see this one. Push back 10 feet. Ooh. And this
And
one's-
as if that one's moved back, then she will move.
that one takes 6.
Actually, no, she won't, because that's yeah. Okay. Oh, fuck. Bonus action. Blah, blah. Turn into something that was gonna fit in this space. I don't really know. Panther, I guess.
Panther. Okay.
Yeah, just to absorb a hit.
That's fine. Let me quickly find that for you and I'll drag it out. Beast forms. I believe it's a medium panther. There we go. Pop that on top here. Alright, Cal, you're up next.
Am I flanking this one with Nigel?
Yes, you would be.
Sweet. And is it old flanking rules and?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, just because I don't want to switch out rules mid-campaign.
Yeah, that's fine. First attack will probably smite.
19
19.
definitely hits.
Yep, I'll smite.
Okey-doke. In our other campaign stuff, we're using new flanking rules, yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah,
They make advantage better.
I do prefer them a lot. Right, so that is 8 points of piercing damage, and that is a magical weapon. So he is wounded as well. So that 8,
15 radiant.
We also used the crit rolls, but I can't remember if we used that in this.
Don't think
think
so,
so.
no. And then 15 points, which takes him to that much. Nice, second attack. 23 definitely hits as well. Damn, 13. Not bad.
Yeah.
No, I was wondering this. Do the wounds apply on each hit? Or is it just
No,
once?
it's once per turn.
Okey-doke, fantastic. Okey-doke, very nice.
And then bonus action, dancing scimitar.
Yep, of course, yeah.
So no advantage on this. Same target.
A 17 also hits. And is that a magical weapon? It is, right?
It is, yeah.
And with that, Cal, you instantly snuff out
There we
one
go.
of these ghosts as the dancing sword. You see one strike in, and the moonlight on the blade just like lights up the room with a flash of light. And the second one, you stab through, and at the same time, you swing your other hand down, commanding the sword to just stab through its form, and it just dissipates before you.
Awesome.
Ilkaas.
I need shout out. Focus them down, one at a time. Kill that one, and point towards the one at the top next to Nigel. And move up to it himself. Well, nearby, I guess. To not block people.
Nice. Okie doke. Ilkaas, you're up next.
He's gonna do the opposite of what Cal said, and
Hey.
he's gonna cast Thunderclap, and it, both of them
They're both
in
of them.
5 feet.
And it's con saves, correct?
Yep.
So the one next to Nigel is the top one, gets a 16, and the one below gets a 12.
So the one below failed.
Okie doke, if you want to roll the damage.
Oh fuck! We're resistant to 8.
8 points of damage. Seemingly,
And
the full force of the damage goes through.
he's gonna. Dunno, bonus action. He's gonna bonus action Misty Step.
Okay.
But next to Meadhan.
Meadly hand.
There is one right there that we know.
Yeah, but there's not 2 there.
Okay.
Nigel, you're up next.
Right, so rage time!
Rage. So if you want to roll a
I
d8.
haven't actually checked. I have a rage slot. I should have done that.
You do, you got 3 left.
Oh, sick. Yeah, cool. I'm gonna rage him.
Rage it up. What was it?
A 1.
1.
Well, I don't know why you're complaining. One's good.
Yeah, it's because I'm like trained to see a 1 and go, oh, no.
Oh yeah, true. Shadowy tendrils lash out around you. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet must succeed on a con save, DC 14, or take 1d12 necrotic damage, so you need to roll 1d12.
Okay.
I would argue you could
Roll
see the
that
one by the
dice.
door as well.
Ugh.
2, not great.
But, more importantly, you also gain 1d12 temporary hit points, which is a separate roll. So you got that 2 out of the way. Now you're going to roll a...
Wait, 1d12 I got rolled.
Another
Yep,
one, yeah.
again.
Yeah,
This is
sorry.
what temporary hit
Sorry,
points
it's
you
because I
get.
didn't hear you say that.
5.
Okay, well. It's something.
I'll add the 5 temporary HP on roll 20 for you, Anja. Feel
Thank
free to
you
add it
very
on your
much.
D&D Beyond. So the other ones have to make con saves, correct?
Con save DC 14.
Okie
Or
doke.
take 2
So
necrotic.
1, 2, 3, 4. All fail but 1. I'll say the one by the door passes. So it's all 2
Just 2 necrotic.
damage. Every little bit helps.
Yeah?
And you still got your action, so
Exactly. Well, with the HP I'm currently on, I think it would be unwise to wreck this. So I'm just going to use Dumathoin's Wrath against this one.
okay, yeah,
Nice.
sounds like a smart decision to me.
Is it flanking? No.
No, currently not. A 21 definitely hits.
Sweet. Come on, do the thing.
A two-handed, 16
16.
points of damage. Jesus.
Bosh.
And then down to this much. Cool. That was your first hit.
Second go. Second go.
Definitely hits with a 22. And 11 damage this time.
Nice.
Very good turn. Nice. The Phantom Warriors, however, are up next. And one is going to rush straight towards Ilkaas. And they're going to make 2 attacks against Ilkaas. The first one is a 14. That hit you, Ilkaas?
Yeah, that hits.
That hits. And then the second one is a 16, so 10 points of force damage in total. This one here will rush to Panther Farrah and make 2 attacks. First one is a 14, which is 10 points of force damage. And the second one is a... Oh, it's only a 10. There's a 10 hit?
Oh, it does not.
No, so misses on that one. This one is going to rush to... I'll roll a d4. 1, 2, Helen, 3, 4, Meadhan. It's Helen. It's going to run up. It's going to make 2 attacks against Helen.
Oh, fuck, I should have done that.
First one is a 12, which misses. And the second one is a 12, which also misses. That is their turn. Meadhan, it's your go. You're up next.
Oh, I hate to be that guy, but you haven't done that one.
Oh, thank you. That's my mistake.
I'm sorry, Nigel.
2 against Nigel then. The first one is a natural 20, I believe.
Oh, fuck's sake.
For 18 points of force damage to Nigel, which is the full amount. So he loses the 5 temporary HP and then takes an extra 13 on top of that, which puts him down to 11 HP. And then the second attack...
Thanks, Tom.
That was nearly a natural 20 again. Another 6, which takes him down to a 5 HP.
Yep.
Now it's Meadhan's go.
Shit, man. Is there enough room to squeeze and shimmy here?
I'm going to rule no. I think that it's blocking the doorway pretty...
Badass ghost boy.
pretty straight up.
Right.
Yeah, they do block areas, unfortunately.
What was it? We said last time it was they choose when they want to.
Yes,
physically.
exactly, yeah. According to their character sheet.
Yeah. In that case, yeah, I think that's going to be the best one. Sees his fellow Goliath boys in trouble, so he runs over here instead.
Yeah, very nice.
No, I'm not going to rage. Just do a normal attack. With advantage. Swing!
A 22 definitely hits for 8 points of slashing damage. Thanks to that
Bosh!
wasp plan longsword. A magical hit.
Yeah, man. My fortune hammer.
Second attack. Ooh, a 14 misses though, unfortunately.
Damn it! Can't be far off. Shit.
No. Any bonus actions?
Actually, that first hit.
Mm-hmm. You want to
Could
move
you move it
Yeah.
5 feet? Let's go. It's hard to tell. The grid's
Here?
all funny. Like kind of. Yes. Yeah. Exactly that. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, he's now 5 feet that way.
Does Nigel get an opportunity?
It's force
Not-
movement, so no.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Yeah. Cool. No worries. Okay.
Helen, it's your go.
Oh yeah, punching time.
I'll say that disadvantage would have worn off. So just straight attacks.
I kind of want to go for this guy because he's flanking, but would that give this guy an opportunity?
It would, yeah. But it could be worth it.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. Let's go for it.
Yeah.
He'll get an opportunity attack. And he misses.
Hooray!
I'll mark him so you can see his opportunity attack is gone. So with advantage on this one. 19 definitely hits. 6 plus your D8. Yeah, and with that, Helen, the first punch instantly cuts through it, and you feel the form around your crystal fist punch through, and just it evaporates in front of you.
Hurrah! Okie dokie.
But surprisingly, Helen, at this point, you don't even feel anything as you kill it. You're just like, another death. Who cares?
Nice. Okay.
As the crystal is getting closer and closer.
I thought that was normal.
Well, yeah. But even more than usual.
No, I meant for me.
Oh.
Alright, I'll punch this guy now.
Okie doke. Straight roll. Ooh, an 11 misses, unfortunately.
Oh. Bums. Well, I'm going to do a flurry of blows then.
Oh shit, nice.
Oh.
That's it. Let me just put that one down.
Oh!
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, Jeeves.
plus your 2d8. That's 12 plus 7 is 19 points of damage. Big hit.
Let's do another one.
Still got one more. Yeah. Oh!
Oh, no.
Unfortunately, Helen, the first big punch, you power all your energy into one punch and strike true, and then you try and follow it up with the second one, but it just ends up going wide, and you kind of stumble and lose yourself a little bit, getting disadvantage on your next attack, unfortunately.
Oh, we should pop on the turn order, my
Yes,
tired.
thank you, George. I always forget this.
Yeah, me too.
Helen tired. Let's... And hasn't been one round yet, so that's fine. But it does. It's up to 6 rounds, so that's fine. Cool. Farrah.
Nigel's not in immediate danger anymore. So, I mean, Panther attack it, I guess?
Yeah,
Don't really,
go for it, yeah.
I mean, not the best, but
Magical at least.
Yeah, it's magical.
yeah, magical, yeah. true.
22 definitely hit. 8 points of damage, damn. It's still up, but it's definitely flickering before you, its image. And you've got,
okay.
and you just like, as you bite, like go to bite into this ethereal form, you just feel like it's like almost like misty kind of liquid, like soaking your panther teeth and kind of dripping from it like a, but it's nothing really there. It's a strange feeling.
Nice.
Is that your turn, Farrah? Have you got any bonus actions or anything, any movement?
I don't really want to waste a spell slot. No, that's it.
Don't cow. You're
Movement,
up.
actually, I will. Actually, no, I won't, 'cause it's a bit in between. I'll stay there.
Don't cow. You're up next.
Seeing that this one's flickering and there's an opportunity to pick it off, he sends the dancing scimitar to it.
Of course.
Try and
Yeah.
take off its head. Hoppa.
But unfortunately, this time, you go for the head, but it ends up hitting right through and hitting into the wall.
Roger Dodger. And then for his action, he's going to lay on hands Nigel and
Okey-doke.
give him 20 hit points.
Okay, so Nigel, now you're up to 25. I'll update roll 20 for you if you want to do D&D Beyond.
Sorry, I'm up to 25, did you say?
That's correct, yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Cal gave you lay on hands. And man, He's just gonna... He's gonna form like a battle line here so it can't get past.
Dope. Ilkaas, you're up next.
Ilkaas is gonna disengage.
Oh yeah.
Run behind everyone.
Any bonus actions?
No.
Okie doke. Nigel, it's your go. Feeling a little bit less worse for wear thanks to Cal.
Yeah. He's going to.
Oh wait, he would. He'd do. Sorry, I didn't know it was a bonus action.
That's alright. Go ahead.
He would second level touch Meadhan on the shoulder, and he's like, "Be the dragon," and cast Dragon's Breath on Meadhan.
Amazing. Let's get a little. I'll do that one. If you want to post that in the chat, just so Steph can have a read of it.
Sounds like Stefan knows.
Yeah, I think Steph will be pleased. What type of damage do you pick, by the way? I assume cold.
Oh, he would transmute it.
I don't think you need to.
I don't think you need to. I think you pick.
Oh, it'd be fire then.
A fire, okay. Nigel, you're up next.
Yes. So Nigel's going to move to. Does he get disadvantage because he's with Ghosty Boys? There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
No, they get flanking on me, don't they? No!
They would,
Right?
yes.
Oh, fuck it, no.
This one is quite weak, though.
Yeah, that's correct. That one is pretty weak.
Is there space to be there?
Yeah, I'll allow you to get there, yeah.
Wait, is it... Are my tendrils on every turn? Sorry.
No, they're just once. That's a one and done one.
So he will make an attack against each of these.
Okay,
boobies.
so the first one on...
Top.
I'll say it's with advantage. Not that you need it, because that hit anyway.
See if I get a nat 20.
No, but 20 definitely hits. Jesus Christ! Yeah, that's dead. Straight
Then
down
the
to
other one.
existence. Oh, a 14 does miss though, unfortunately. On the other one.
Oh! Damn! Cool.
Okie doke, Nigel's rage ticks down. The Phantom Warriors, this one is... I think it just rushed for the Panther. So the first attack on the Panther is a 22 for 7 force damage. So transferring over, you take 4 as Farrah. And then the second hit on Farrah is a 23 to hit for a further 9 points of force damage. So Farrah in total takes 12, I think?
13.
13, sorry, yeah.
Okay. 13.
And then this one
Okay.
down here is going to attack Nigel with 2 hits. First one is a 22 and the second one's a 16, both hitting for 18 points of damage, which is the full amount because it is force. So that takes Nigel down to 7 HP. Ouch, thank for that lay on hands. But that is their go. So Meadhan. Who has now been gifted with the
Sorry, that coming.
with the power of the dragon.
It feels good. Right, where am I? Where's everything? There. He's dead. He's dead.
So you
where's
currently
the
just got these
description?
2 remaining. Steph, you've got this one here, and this one down here.
So although that's how Dragon's Breath work, how does like the blessing it to me work? Like how long do I have it for?
Just while he's
I assume I
concentrating.
can only...
For a minute. Well,
Also-
yeah. It's a minute long.
So for a minute, you're concentrating for up to a minute. and during that minute I can use it as one of many rounds as I get in that
I
minute.
think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you definitely can, yeah.
Dang. All right. 15-foot cone.
I like the components are a hot pepper.
All right, yeah. Excuse me, coming through. Pardon me.
Yeah,
You know where I'm going.
I assume you
Like
wanna go
something there.
You know where I
Aiming
drink.
down here.
Yeah, okay, so that is deck saves, is that right?
Be able to position it. Yeah.
1, 2. They both fail.
Oh,
So roll
Oh,
your
yeah.
3d6.
boy.
And I believe Kieran picked fire damage.
Oh,
10
Oh,
points of damage on both
that's
of them.
alright.
Yeah, average.
Oh.
That'll do. And wait a minute, that was a bonus for or was that a bonus
No.
for
Your action.
my action is bonus? Okay.
I imagine it just gets really hot up his esophagus, and he's like, oh,
I start glowing colours I've not glowed before. Wait, what type did you choose? What?
fire.
Fire, yeah,
And the
mate.
effect seems to fully
see.
go through with the fire damage. Well
Um,
remembered on the cold, Kieran.
Yeah.
Any bonus actions,
That-
Meadhan?
no, not this time. But then I think I will move.
Here?
Like, yeah, there, yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Okay,
that'll do. Yep.
Helen, you're up next.
Goodness, me again?
It is.
Let's
Go
see.
quick.
Let's let's just go over here. Punch that guy.
Okie doke. First attack. 22
Oh,
definitely
sorry.
hits.
That should have been disadvantaged then.
Oh, yeah, that's right. A 13 misses, unfortunately, then, for the disadvantage. Thank you for your honesty.
That's right, let's do a second attack.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yay.
It's more like it.
Honesty pays.
Plus your 2d8. 6 or 7, so 15, 22 points damage. Jesus.
Lovely job, Lee.
Still
Let's
up.
do a bonus unarmed strike again.
13 and misses, unfortunately.
Yeah, let's do another one.
Okay, flurry of blows. Oh,
Ah.
unfortunately misses
man.
as well.
Never mind.
Unlucky. Farrah, you're up next.
Farrah just turns to Nigel and just grabs his arm and casts good old Killing.
Yeah.
10 points
Ah,
of healing.
terrible.
Nigel, you're back up to 17.
When I get that feeling, I want answer healing.
Is that your turn, Farrah?
Yeah, damn it. It's not as much healing as I hoped.
Cal, you're up next.
We'll do bonus action thing against this one first.
Yep.
Dancing Scimitar.
Hits. Oh, it's looking very rough, but wasn't quite enough to finish it in one.
Step into Farrah's space and go for a advantage short sword.
Oof, misses.
Second strike.
This time it hits though. And with that, you don't even need to roll damage, it's fucking dead.
Yeah. Which gives him the freedom to move out of Farrah's space.
Whoops.
Okay.
Okey-doke. Up next is Ilkaas.
Ilkaas is gonna do a ray of frost, but he's gonna transmute it to a ray of fire.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Stylish.
And I'll say, Kieran, because you remembered the cold thing, you get a point of inspiration.
I've already got her.
Ah. 16 does hit though. 4.
10 fire damage.
Nice. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okey-doke. Nigel, you're up next. There's only one left, so
Nigel,
might be the
welcome.
might be the.
Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say it's only one left, so you're certainly in an advantageous position now.
Okay, right. How bad is this thing looking?
Very hard to tell exactly, but because it's a ghost, but it's certainly
True.
flickering, and its form is not as stable
Okay.
as it once was.
Right, well, I'm not going to do that then. I'm just going to do an ordinary attack.
Okey-doke.
With Doin's Wrath.
Hits with a 20. 12 points
12?
of damage. It's still standing. But the form flickers further.
Die!
13 misses, unfortunately.
Shit. Okay. Don't die. Cool.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's me.
The warrior is going to swing twice out.
Surprised he didn't just like run away, disengage and run away.
Alright, 19 hits for 8 points of force damage, and then followed up with a 23, which is for a total of 14 points of force damage. Puts you down to 3 HP, Nigel.
Woo!
Thank you.
Nigel's dancing the line.
Yes. The healing was enough for Farrah. Meadhan.
He loves it. Yeah, alright.
Do
Charging
the
in.
thing.
He literally just like gets up in its face and just full blown.
I just imagine like when you eat the spicy pepper in Smash Bros. Where you just
I
like,
see. Yeah.
Yeah, so Dex save for
flaring
them.
out.
Is it half damage, Kieran? Oh, well, he fails anyway. And with that, don't even need to roll damage.
Oh, really?
Fire
Damn.
as you unleash this fiery breath. With that, combat comes to a close.
Right. Should we try short rest again? Let's try it again. I'm sure it'll go better this time.
Well, do you need to start it again when you've had an action between?
I guess so, yeah.
Yes, you would need to start it again.
Yeah.
What time is it now, Lewis?
Not much later.
How long did we sit about?
Maybe a few minutes maximum. It was not long.
Yeah.
It was pretty instantaneous.
I think we could just have a repeat over and over if we stay here. Maybe we should just go back outside. Or find another room. I'm not sure.
Well,
Did
it shouldn't take too long to get back up here. It's only, was it down this corridor and then in the main hall?
Yeah,
The main hall's just down here.
I don't
Yeah, we
think we're
could
that
just pop
far.
outside.
Does Ilkaas know how far away is this crypt?
It is down 2 floors, and then you know where the chapel was? It was literally just across the courtyard from the chapel.
Can he remember anything being around there?
You know there was a graveyard that was essentially would be the courtyard you would cross to the crypt, but apart from that, not really. No, it was pretty on its own across this graveyard.
But you didn't ever see anything in the graveyard.
No, not when you were there.
No, he trusts everyone else. He thinks they're big adventurers.
So what's your guys' plans? I'm not going to make you physically move your tokens all the way back out. It's either if you want to move, go out. You certainly can try, or you can try and rest somewhere else within the mansion if you choose.
I feel this whole mansion will be filled with ghosts at some capacity.
Yeah. Am I correct in remembering that it was so like we come out down this corridor? Is that the main hall? Just at
Yes.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it
back
is,
down
isn't
here
it?
would be the
Yeah.
stairs, and that would open to the
And then the front door's
to the
just
foyer.
there.
Yep,
So
that's correct. Yeah.
I think it'll be easy enough. Just pop outside, hang about the statue like a bunch of delinquents, and then pop back in.
I think so too. I think the only problem I have is what the consequences for that cold feeling on the door. But hey, you know.
Whether or not it is a one-off or if it resets.
So we'll see. Should we go outside? Let's go outside.
Okay, so
You wanna
Well, if that's what it was, if it was cold damage, you can get. Well, maybe not Nigel.
I'll say it wasn't cold
I-
damage. It was just you felt a cold breeze
No,
on
it
you.
wasn't damage.
Oh.
It's a bit breezy. Yeah. Be nothing though.
Helen can do it then.
So, are you all moving outside?
Any objections?
Yeah.
Moving outside?
No, I think there's a part of me that wonders whether we're exposing ourselves more being outside, and whether the ghosts would be localized to these two rooms. But I don't know. I don't have a strong objection, certainly.
Oh, until we get attacked outside,
Yeah,
I feel like it's safer than inside.
I definitely don't disagree.
Okay, so you start making your way through the corridors, arriving at the balcony that overlooks the foyer, and you descend the stairs to head out the front door. But as you do,
Here
you
we go.
hear some strange shouting. It seems to come from all around you, but you don't know exactly where. And you just hear a "Drive out the enemies for Argynvostholt." Can you all please make intelligence saving throws?
Ooh.
What the hell?
Okay.
If you're near Cal, you get +2.
Which you all would be.
I assumed we were all just like holding his hands.
At all times, his 10 hands.
So you'll
all
get
times.
+2, but I don't know if it was going to save you with those rolls.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Helen's fine.
Yeah.
I'd remind people that some people have inspiration.
Yep, if you want to use it.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I don't.
Yeah.
Well.
So Nigel's is 14.
Okay.
That helps it.
Is anyone else using inspiration?
I used it. And
Yeah.
I'm still.
I'll
fat.
use it. I'm gonna use it. Hang on.
Who knows what's gonna happen?
So that's 14 as well.
Okay. Is anyone else using inspiration, or is that it?
Nope, I ain't got
if
it.
you want to give it to me, like right now,
Yeah.
I'll use it.
Nah. Right, so thanks to Cal and those inspirations, Nigel and Farrah do actually pass, and Helen as well, of course. The rest of you take this much damage in psychic damage. 12 points of psychic damage.
Well,
Yes.
I'm on 1
That's-
HP.
Why I thought the inspiration was a good call.
As you feel like something is driving you out, and the ones who fail, definitely you're not frightened per condition wise, but you certainly feel a air of fear and this guttural instinct like, we gotta get out of here, we gotta get out.
When does this happen?
As you get to the bottom of the stairs and start making your way towards the door.
In the main foyer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Cal breaks into a little run/jog as much as you can do in armor.
Yeah.
Clutching his head, it's just like, I need to be outside.
Yeah, Ilkaas would push Cal out of the way as he's running out.
But
The rest of us that pass still get a feeling of it, but not
no,
the-
you don't get a feeling of it at all.
not at all.
Actually, just to add to that, he would do a first level expeditious retreat as he's coming down the stairs.
Amazing. I love it. Now that's a point of inspiration, Bet.
Yeah.
But you all make it outside. all right. You are currently standing back out on the grounds. I'll remind you what it looks like.
How
That was
big is the
definitely not
statue?
standing.
The statue is, let me just have a quick look for you and I'll tell you. It is about 10 feet tall.
Ilkaas is trying to start climbing up it with his expeditious retreat to try and get near the actual statue so he can hug himself around it.
yeah, you don't need to make any checks. The granite is quite the granite block it sits on is probably about 5 feet itself, while the statue is about 10 feet. But you clamber up onto this, admittedly not the most well preserved block, and then just climb up onto the statue, hiding within the wing, I imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
Happy.
This is my happy place. There is seemingly no.
Just lies down on the floor, splayed out.
And as you make your way outside, that feeling of fear, and as you, after maybe about a minute, resides.
Yeah. For a minute, Farrah's just really confused why everyone's suddenly really together at the building. We plan on just camping literally outside these doors? I don't know. Are these trees here, in the trees?
There is a tree line, but it's probably like the ones in the side they're fairly far in the distance. They're probably about 300 feet away. This area is pretty open. But I will remind you, you're pretty high up. You're on the edge of a cliff. You can see much of the grounds below you. It's a pretty understandably defensible position.
Okay.
You can see pretty far and wide. And the path itself, the leading up here, is pretty clear of trees. You can even clearly make out, it's quite misty and foggy, but you can even still clearly make the path out that you used to make your way up here.
Nice. Farrah's just gonna stare out at the big Barovia map.
Mm-hmm.
Literally the map, but you know what I mean.
I know what you meant, yeah, and the landscape.
Yeah.
Okay, and if you guys would like to, you are able to take a short rest during this time.
Yeah.
Is there anything anyone wants to say to each other or do in this time?
Meadhan would only ask out loud. He'd be just about to start, but then he'll think, would it be a good idea for a song or rest? Or do we want to be quiet?
I think out here, maybe on your quietest instrument, Meadhan.
Thinks for a moment, and he remembers a song, so he just sits down cross-legged and just starts humming and kind of banging his chest, along with the hum. I haven't got anything off the top of my head, but
I like it.
It's loud enough for people to hear, but probably not too loud, I don't think.
I'll move you back quickly to the other screen just so you can update your HP and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think you've attached Ilkaas' health
No,
and stuff
you
to his
are
token.
100% right, and I will do that for you right now.
So yeah, he basically sounds like Matthew McConaughey in Wolf of Wall Street.
I fucking knew it. That's what I was thinking of when you said it.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of as well.
Love it, yeah.
This is 40. Oops, not 41. That would be a lot of AC.
Keep getting through my head die like crazy. 1, 2.
What'd you roll on your D6? Your song of rest?
Oh yeah, 1 sec. Song of rest is
Perfect. I've used all but one of my hit.
Wait, I can't even remember that the song. Is it that for each dice you use or just one?
Just once.
But it's a really good song.
I've updated it now, Kieran, so it should be okay now.
Thank you.
That's all right.
1, 2, 3.
Would you all return to the same spot in the mansion, or shall I place you in the foyer?
Well, since we're on the first floor, I might as well carry on with the first floor now then, right? Unless we want to go back to the second floor.
Well, I think Cal would have mentioned the fact that he had this splitting pain in his head, an overwhelming sense of fear when they're in the foyer.
Does he?
Did you
Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
Did you see anything in the foyer? Might have caused it, or?
Not at all. It just came over me. Seemed to affect our newest friend as well.
Looks at Ilkaas.
He's still up by the statue.
Okay. Did you feel it as well, Ilkaas?
Well, how far away is the statue?
You're all still outside at the moment, so it's
Oh.
right there.
He just like peeks his head out, looks down, turtles back in.
Oh,
I can assume yes. Something in there has some sort of powers then. Don't know what it could be. Just
I've no idea. Just don't be taken aback if you feel a sense of fear and a splitting pain in your head.
Ilkaas, do a quick insight check for me.
It's a no.
Not allowed. Probably went to get tea.
I refuse.
I know. Well, I'll ask him when he.
What? I was here, but
Oh, could you do a quick insight check for me, please, Ilkaas? Yeah. Okay. No worries.
oh shit, that was a wrong dice. Oh no, it wasn't. Okay, don't worry.
No.
It's already D10.
well, do you think it's the best idea to start in the foyer then, maybe? We'll find and don't know. Do something
Well.
about whatever caused it, or I mean, we're gonna check that area anyway. Rooms and such.
Our other option would be to an unknown entrance, which doesn't seem particularly appealing.
What about there was that one door we could hear clanging?
That was on the first floor.
Oh yeah.
When I say first floor, I mean
Yeah.
ground floor. I get so confused with this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm doing the American-y way because that's the way the book's written. Yeah, apologies. I'm so sorry.
I mean, what are Hills at? Is everyone Hills updated? It looks like it.
Yeah. I'm at folder.
If we bump into trouble, wouldn't be so bad. I don't think we got through too many spell slots and shit, did we? Or did we?
I am completely tapped.
I've used about just under half. Actually, no, I've got loads left.
But I am a paladin, so I can just slash stuff.
Should we be trying to sneak around a bit more?
Can do. It would
If you
eliminate
want.
surprise attacks. You can cast something to help with that as well.
Yeah, might be worth considering. We're going to bump into something at some point. It's just we're ready for it.
Well, if we're going to sneak, should we try for the area we know that something could be behind? Like the rattling you heard earlier?
We could, and we could at least try and identify it. And if it's just, I don't know, some random wee little halfling that's lost with his massive key rings.
I mean,
Lewis,
even just be rats.
Lewis quickly changes the encounter to be that now.
It's the keymaster from the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should find out what it was sneakily. That's what I think we should do.
Okay, are you guys following Meadhan's
I agree.
action plan?
Yeah.
Okie doke. Let me quickly gather your tokens together then, and I'll copy and paste and put you on the lower floor.
Engage.
Should I cast Pass Without Trace? We want it.
What does that do exactly?
Gives you a +10 to your stealth roll.
Jesus, to everyone. Do we have to be like a certain distance from you, or do you
I
concentrate?
think it's 30 feet.
Yeah, you gotta be 30 feet from me. Yeah.
That's pretty damn good, though.
Very good spell. So, you guys now back in the Grand Foyer. Remember, you heard the sound coming from a door through here, in this direction. I'll remind you what you currently see around you. You see the grand staircase you previously descended below that's held aloft. The balconies it supports is held aloft by stone pillars and arches. You see a tall, faded tapestry depicting a nobleman in silver armour that hangs from an iron rod above the staircase landing. And you see 6 sets of double doors lead from this foyer. One's down here, one's down here, one's here, one's here, then one here and one here, not including the front door, obviously. You also see that there are a number of busts, alabaster busts of handsome men, and one of them has been knocked over and its shattered remains lie strewn across the mosaic floor.
Mm.
Do the statues have nameplates or anything?
They do not, no.
Don't worry. I was going to say, does one of them say Luke Robinson?
I wish. No, they don't have any nameplates. They look somewhat similar, but there is difference between each of them.
Yeah, if we were more familiar, we may have been able to identify them, but
Possibly.
they're just handsome men. Did either of these 2 doors right here have a keyhole?
Both of them would have keyholes on them. Yep, that's correct.
Big enough for me to take a peek through? Or try?
Yeah, do me let's say a perception check.
Yeah. I mean, I'll also be listening as well, like I'm right there as well,
yeah.
so if I see or hear anything.
I'll adjust the DC slightly for the.
Ow, Jabba!
You look through Meadhan, and it's quite dark and hard to tell without dark vision, and you're looking through, and you can make out kind of shapes, but it's so small that it's not clear what you're looking at. From what you can tell, the room looks fairly empty. With a perception of 7, I would say that you're so focused on looking through that you almost like block out your surroundings and you don't seem to hear anything. Seems quiet to you.
Mm. Do I get any sense of how big the room is, or is it too much?
It looks fairly wide across, from what you can tell. It looks bigger than what you can see. I'll say that much. It's certainly not small.
Yeah.
But you're not sure how big.
Would it be worth doing another check on this door?
Yeah, you certainly could. Do me another perception check if you'd like.
Uses his other eye this time.
Oh no.
Any inspirations, or are you okay with the...
Literally nothing, man.
Yep.
He's tired. He's sleepy.
Yeah, and this time it's really dark in this room, and there seems to be something like quite close to the lock that's blocking out your vision of the rest of the room, and you're not sure what it is. It's too hard to tell. It's kind of like a lot of rust and cobwebs around this particular keyhole, and again, you're so focused that it just seems very quiet. You're really not sure.
He just frustratingly moves over to this door, waiting for everyone else ready to go through. Because it was this door that we previously...
Yes, that's correct, yeah.
Yeah, so he's ready to move on unless anyone else wants to do anything.
Nope.
We Meadhan?
Okey-doke. Are you all
Was
following?
Meadhan the one that heard it before? I can't
Yes,
remember.
he was the one who initially
I
heard
did,
it.
yeah.
Are you all following Meadhan? That includes Nigel and Helen as well?
Oh yeah, just sticking with him.
Sticking by.
Sticking by.
Yeet.
That's fine. I'll just move your token, so I assume you're just keeping nearby. What about you, Ilkaas? Are you keeping your distance, or are you?
Yeah, he's just meekly
Step
and
on the statue.
yeah, no one got it, but yeah, he did follow.
So are you?
We've been doing the combat wrong, god damn it.
Oh really?
How long does your...
Yeah, because I got the Tome of Strahd, so all their attacks should have been a disadvantage.
Oh shit, you're right.
Ah,
Hannah did actually remind me of
right.
this in between sessions, and I completely forgot again.
Oh, I forgot again. So.
It's in your hat. It's your magic item now. I can't remember
True.
this shit. Are you going to open it?
Farrah, not yet. Your what was it? Pass without a trace. How long does it last?
It's concentration, but it does last an hour.
Okay, yeah. So, if what spell slot was it?
It is a second level spell slot.
That's not too bad. Yeah, if you don't mind, that might be worth doing. I think, yeah, we should try and start sneaking in.
Yeah, let's do it. Pass
Okay.
without a trace.
Everyone wants to roll a stealth check. You're going to add 10 to the result. Doesn't matter if you roll a natural 1, Farrah. Okay, so you got a 16, 18, a 20, another natural 1, a 15, 14. And
A lot
then
of-
Ilkaas as well, I believe we need. Okay,
Damn, these rolls are not very good today.
I've got those rolls in mind.
Have you checked again, Meadhan? Is it still there? The sound?
Worth a try.
Do I have a look?
You put
My ear to the
your
door.
you put your ear to the door, and again you hear the sound of like rattling metal on metal, like a
Okay.
Yeah.
kind of sound. It's been frequent. It's seemingly completely random. Sometimes it stops for a moment, but then it starts again.
Yep.
Okay, so you're making your way
Yeah, he
into the
just
room.
gives a nod.
So you
Yeah.
slowly creak open the door, and beyond you see Meadhan. The first thing you see as you enter this room is that it looks like a kitchen. A kitchen that has been plundered. Its tables overturned. You see the floor is littered with rusted utensils and smashed crockery. There are narrow windows that flank a hearth and look out over a cemetery that is immediately recognisable to you, Ilkaas. And right on the far side of the cemetery, you can even make out what appears to be a mausoleum. Again, instantly recognisable to you, Ilkaas, as essentially your home. You see an open iron pot hangs from a hook inside a blackened fireplace, and within the fireplace you see this iron pot, and you see it's rattling, and it seems to be the source of the sound as it bobs up and down as though something is inside it.
Okay. Okay. Phew. Yeah. Okay. I approached that cauldron. Where was it?
It's within the fireplace.
in the hearth.
It hangs from a hook.
Okay. Yeah, he slowly approaches it and sort of peeks over the top. See what's inside.
It's like pitch black, so you can't, and it's like it is closed, like mostly closed. So you can't see. You'd have to open it up to be able
Oh, it's like
to...
got a lid on.
Yes, it's got a lid.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, that's my mistake.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he'll probably like use his hammer or something. Oh no, he doesn't want it to drop. Yeah, if it's got a handle or something. I mean, does it look like the cauldron's in use? Is something bubbling away in it, like as if it's
Definitely
gonna be
not.
hot?
Definitely not.
Oh, okay, all right, yeah, he'll just try and carefully lift it off then.
Okay,
See
so
if there's
you
a handle.
slowly but carefully lift this handle off, and as you do, something rushes out towards your face, Meadhan, and you're like, "Aah!" And then after a second, you realise that the source of this sound was simply a harmless bat, and it flutters around the room and then flies out in the direction of where you enter towards the foyer, and then perches upon one of the upper rafters.
Hmm. Well, that's a relief in a way, I suppose.
At the far side of the room,
Poor little
now
fella.
that you're in it, Meadhan, you notice a curtain is drawn across the far side.
Okay. So from now on, we can't hear anything. There's no more rattling. It's just silent.
No rattling, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, the curtain. That's my bad. The curtain is not drawn, but you see there's a railing where it can be drawn.
Hmm.
Sure. So it's open, so I can see. Like.
Yes, you can see into that room.
Okay.
And I'll describe what you see. You see tattered brown drapes cover the windows of this circular room that looks fairly similar to the one, assumably directly above it, that you fought the Phantom Warriors in. The heavy curtain hangs to the south and is open, and is maybe once was a lovely crimson, but it looks so faded and dust-ridden, moth-bitten. It looks ruined. Strewn about the floor is the wreckage of half a dozen beds and other pieces of furniture.
Those Phantom Warriors we fought, how many were there?
There were 4
in the most recent battle.
In the most recent, there were 5.
Okay. Well, still.
Farrah, go into the room
Mm-hmm.
and look for any useful stuff, because there was useful stuff in the soldiers' room.
That's great.
The warriors' room.
Do me an investigation
That's
check,
great.
Farrah.
With
Meadhan
guidance.
would join in then,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, with help then, so you can either make them both separately, or Farrah can do it with advantage if she wants to.
It's separate. It always feels more natural to put it separate,
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, and mine's with guidance.
Yep,
as
that's
well.
fine. You can add the D4 as well.
Investigation.
Oh, nat 20 for Meadhan.
Nice.
Let's see what you get anyway. Okay,
That's right.
yeah. Master investigators. Within Barovia, it seems.
I lift things up and she looks underneath.
Yeah, precisely. you look around this room and you get the sense that there's nothing of importance here. However, Meadhan, you get a strong sense that this really looks like a place where, like, a servant's quarters, or was once a servant's quarters. You get the impression that maybe the household staff once slept here, and you think that it's unlikely you would find anything of value in such a place.
Yeah. It looks like there's nothing but belongings. It's literally just sleep.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fair.
That makes them sad.
And that roll over into this room.
It would, yeah. I'd say that you wouldn't. Again, you would find the ruined remains of a very abandoned kitchen.
Yeah.
Can Cal listen at this door?
Yes, do me a perception check, Cal.
Oh, is there a door down there? Oh,
There is a door. Sorry, I should have described that better.
that's
16.
Ooh.
Okay, Cal. In that case, at first you listen and it's quiet, but then you hear a sound, and it sounds like a kind of muffled sound of someone kind of maybe pained. You're not sure. It sounds like a person, but yeah, you're not 100% sure exactly.
I would wave to the others and point at the door and say, I think someone might be through here.
Ilkaas, you don't happen to know where this leads, do you?
Would he know?
You would not know. You never went into this kitchen, and you never went into any of these rooms up here.
No, I've never been in this part of a house, but somewhere not very good.
I'm trying to remember, wasn't this room kind of dining room-esque? It was a big long table, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'll read to you what the table itself is like a 20-foot long table, and the chairs that stand on it by it all have backs that are carved to resemble folded dragon wings. You'd also see above the table is a glowing crystal chandelier that's glowing with a soft white light.
Yeah, that sounds like a dining room.
What else would you connect to a kitchen then? Storeroom?
Larder.
Yeah.
Will you open the door?
Can we take a peek? Like slowly open the door and just kind of look before we leap.
Yeah. Whoever's doing that, I'll keep a stealth rolls before for the specific one. Just whoever is leading that, do a stealth check at the door for me.
I'll do it unless Cal seems to be. Well, he found it. Find his keepers.
I don't mind. It was your idea. I think you could do. Cal was just gonna open the door. He wasn't gonna do like peeksies.
You ain't got time for pixies. Nigel, do you want to have a go?
Yeah.
Go on, Nigel. Have a look.
A stealth check, right? Yeah.
That's correct. Yeah, stealth check.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Clarifying.
10. You push
Oh,
the...
that would still be
That's
plus 10 now,
20.
right?
Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
You push the door open very silently. You think that with your large frame and you're not the most, you've not got the most like delicate of touches, Nigel. Let's put it that way. Except when it comes to perhaps sewing and crafting of such things. But with this case, with Farrah's magic, you feel a soft touch on the door, and the door pushes open completely silently. You look inside. Immediately, what you see as you peek, Nigel, you see a number of barrels that lie across the walls. They're large, like keg-sized barrels. And your instant, as you peek your head in, Nigel, you're like, oh god, this stinks of mold.
Great.
But you don't see further into the room. They seem to be. You see two that are directly across from the door, and then then you see one closer to you on the closest wall from the door, and you can't see beyond that from just a peek.
Right. Okay. He would
Well,
back out
it's
again.
not absolutely filled to the brim with large monsters, so it can't be too bad, right?
Could be sneaky ghosts.
Them sneaky ghosts.
Do you want us to go in?
Go ahead, Nigel.
Okay, so is Nigel
He's
making his
unlocked.
way in?
Yeah.
Okay, so Nigel, you make your way into the room, and then you see at the far end of the room is a slumped figure on the floor who is like clutching their side. And that, Nigel, you immediately recognise them as a dusk elf. And
Right.
they look up at you as you walk in, and they're like, praise be, somebody is come through here. Please, could you help me?
Guys, we got a bit of a problem.
I am not a
Yes,
problem.
you know.
I am injured. He's kind of like grunting as he
Guys.
talks.
Does he look weird? What's going
As
on?
he sees you all enter the room, he definitely kind of like, he's like backs up against the wall as far as he can, like pushing against the wall, like he looks
Oh,
intimidated.
The
Hmm.
Iron Oath.
Do we have time for this?
No.
What happened to you, friend?
Yeah, I was searching the upper floors, and some awful ghostly figures attacked me. I managed to escape, but one of them pierced me with some kind of phantom weapon. You can see he's clutching his side, and you see there's like the blood is like pooled on his shirt.
Ooh.
Can I do an insight check?
Guys.
Tell if he's lying.
Yeah, do an insight check for me.
Yes,
Is
I'm going to be doing this at
what I
everything.
think?
He doesn't seem to be lying, no.
Well,
Is it
Is it-
time for what I think it's time for?
Oh,
What,
Nigel Heel.
Nigel,
Obviously.
He would look up at you
Eh.
and say, I really could do with some healing. This hurts very bad.
I will do my best. And
Go ahead.
Go
Yeah.
over.
I will remind you, Nigel, you've got your special Nigel healing now, your cure wounds.
Oh, I have.
Oh yeah.
And you've got an item. You should have an item on your inventory now, Nigel. I think it's called like something like Nigel's healing ability or something.
Yeah.
And if you go onto your spells, you should be able to cast cure wounds now on Nigel's character sheet.
I can.
Yeah.
That's so exciting.
And it should hopefully,
Is that
if I made it work, it should tick off charges as each time you cast the spell on your spells.
Is that like a news thing without risk of breaking someone's neck?
It is, yeah. It doesn't just works.
Oh,
That's sad.
work.
Rob healing.
Yeah, it's no fun anymore.
Oh.
It's much safer.
Do you want to waste a proper heal on this guy?
Well,
True,
no.
true.
This is what I was thinking.
I don't know, he might be useful.
You could
He's been
still-
around the building already.
Yeah.
Don't want him
True.
to die.
Completely up to you.
Sorry. Nigel's healing hands. Healing. Shall I do it, guys?
Do what you want. Do what Nigel would do.
The healing hands or the cure wounds?
He would do the healing hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
So make sure you tick off one of your charges on your healer's kit. And then
Yeah.
then you can roll the healer's kit healing, which I think should be on the healer's kit itself. If you click it should say how much it does. I think it's 2d4 plus 2 maybe.
Oh! I can cast Cure Wounds 3 times a day.
Yes, you can, yeah. 3 times a day.
Oh, I thought it was only once.
No.
One my spell. Oh, cool.
3 times a day, yeah. Since that nightmare.
Cool. Right, well, I've ticked off a thing on my healer's kit. What do I need to do,
So if
sorry?
you click on the healer's kit itself, it should tell you how much healing it does, I believe. If not, then I'll look it up.
It just says, as an action, you can expend 1 use of the kit to stabilize a creature that has 0 points without needing to make a medicine check,
Oh, hold on.
which is...
No,
It'll
that's-
be in your feet, probably.
Yes, it'll be in your feet. So if you go in your feet, then go down to
Oh,
Nigel's
yeah, it's
healing.
1d6 plus 4.
Yeah, roll that then.
Sorry.
Now roll
that's-
a d4.
Oh, baby! I'm
Are we ready, guys?
Oh,
Oh, no!
no.
So, Nigel,
Eh.
you place your hands upon this man, and he's like, "I really appreciate it. You're squeezing a bit hard." And Nigel, you're pushing with force, and then suddenly you hear a crack, and he's just like, and he just drops before you.
Jesus Christ! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Al's jaw drops because he didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, Ilkaas just looks on wide-eyed and like backs out of the room.
Oh,
Nigel's like, I didn't mean to do that.
You tried your best, Nigel.
Oops. Well,
Some guy.
Oh, this is our only lead around the house.
I'm so happy.
and I imagine like
This
Nigel's
is the
just
kind of
like-
shit I wanted from the beginning. So yes, great idea, Anja.
You are truly an evil, evil DM. Nigel would like hold his bloody hands up in the air and be like, "Uh-oh, uh-oh." What did I do?
Well, you killed a man by the look of things.
Oh shit, not again.
Oh, God.
And then I get to pet the rabbits.
Yeah, that was a proper
okay,
Lenny
Nigel.
moment.
No, you didn't mean to.
Tom, maybe we shouldn't go to Middle Farm because this Lenny is basically what I would be like with these chickens.
I've got my apologies ready to bribe the
Look
people
at all
there.
those chickens. Well, shit.
Yeah, so the rest of you, just for reference, you've watched Nigel like try and apply pressure to this wound and then accidentally crush this man's ribs so hard that it seemed to have pierced his heart.
Oh, mate.
God almighty.
Meadhan just walks out.
Well, Nigel, we should probably go.
Why this happen every time?
Meadhan approaches Ilkaas, just kind of leaning against the wall, this glum expression. Nigel, he means best, you know. I assume you didn't know that guy.
Yeah. No. But he looks around and tries to change the subject, and he's like, "Oh, what did you think of the fire?"
Oh god.
It was great, buddy. It was great.
I assume he isn't a healer.
Not all the time, no.
Would Nigel be able to hear that?
Unless they're whispering. Then
He
yes.
probably would have whispered it because he just saw Nigel crack a man's ribs into his heart.
Yep.
Yeah,
No,
Meadhan
just
would
curious,
just
because if he heard it, he'd be
match
like, "Hey, I heard that."
Yeah. The guy just wants to help, but he doesn't know his own strength. Just make sure you stay on his good side, yeah?
Yeah, I will. I definitely will.
Ilkaas is sounding more and more like Terry the Ship Falconer by the
So
Hal kind of clears his throat
Yeah.
and after like wiping some sweat from his forehead, it's like, what's done is done. Perhaps we could check him for anything useful.
That's a good idea. Yeah, let's check in real quick with guidance.
okay, do an investigation check, please.
We can pay extra respects afterwards.
Yeah, and then just say, well, we can bury him after, I suppose. I'm sure the Duskulls will want to know as well.
I don't think burying's a particularly good plan. Burning.
Burning, yes. Afterwards, though, if we can.
On him, Farrah, with that investigation check, you find he's wearing like a chain shirt under, but it's much of it is like damaged and kind of cracked around where the wound was, and now even more so thanks to Nigel crushing his ribs. You also find he was carrying a spear and a small wooden shield, and he's got a bow on his back as well with about 10 arrows, but apart from that, he's got nothing.
No, look at the wound itself.
Yeah,
Not Nigel's wound, but yeah.
do me a medicine check.
Does anyone know how to use a bow?
Farrah
We could
does.
really do some range.
26.
Range.
The wound's strange, Farrah. It with a 26, you definitely can compare and see that it does look similar to the wounds that you sustained, especially Nigel sustained at the hands of those Phantom Warriors. It seems the wound is strange though. It's almost like a bruising rather than a stab, but it's like a bruising that's kind of like gone inwards and kind of like it has sort of like got a perforation at the front that's just sort of bleeding out of, but it almost doesn't even look like a slash. It looks like it's strange. But it does match the wounds upon Nigel.
Strange wound, probably from similar creatures we fought upstairs, but I can't remember what he said now about it though. What did he say?
He said he was exploring the upper floor, and he was attacked by some kind of ghostly warrior, and then he fled.
Alright. Okay.
As he was
He
fleeing,
just came
it caught
downstairs.
him. Yeah, and that's all he said.
Okay.
Hal will take the bow if there's no objections.
No. Farrah can use a bow, but she uses magic, so I might as well.
Yeah. Be nice. 'cause I've
Spends
got
half the time in wild shapes. So.
Yeah,
decent
Yeah,
dex.
that's
just a regular longbow, Cal, and 10 arrows with it would have a quiver as well.
Arrows. Quiver. Yeah, he slings it over his back.
Nice.
Come on then, Nigel. Let's
Oh no, wait.
explore the rest of this building, I guess.
Oh no.
Is that the door
That
out?
door-
Yeah, that would be the door.
It
there.
is.
Yep.
Yep.
And
That would just lead
pushing
to the main hall,
that open
right?
would reveal the foyer once
Yeah.
more.
Oh, the baddies.
Another door over here.
Yes,
Come on.
indeed.
Did we listen at this door already? I can't remember.
Meadhan did, and he looked
I
for the
did, yeah,
door.
not very well.
Okay.
I assume Nigel and Helen and Ilkaas are all following.
Mhm.
Yes, please.
That's alright, I'll keep your tokens up. I'll assume that you
Ow.
guys are following unless you say otherwise.
Yeah, Helen's pretty much in follow mode.
Hal will press the door open.
Okie doke. So, you push.
Sneakily or normally?
Stealthily. Sneakily. Stealth. Well,
Sure.
stealthily anyway, right?
Do a stealth check for me, Cal. Okay.
Yeah.
So you see Cal push the door and it just silently swings open. And behind reveals a wood-panelled den that has been ransacked. Its furnishings have been tossed about, and a cold, dark hearth dominates the west wall between two narrow windows. Standing upright against the north wall is a sarcophagus that's made of black wood
Ooh.
and has a queen's effigy carved into its lid. Let's just say, who's got the highest passive insight?
Mhm.
Ilkaas is 13.
Passive.
I got 15.
11.
17.
Okay, well, definitely Meadhan. Meadhan, you get the sense that a lot of this furniture looks like it's been tossed around quite recently. As if someone was looking for something, maybe.
What kind of furniture was it? What sort of room was this?
So the room itself is like a den. It's wood panelled around the outside, and the furnishings within are basic furnishings that you'd expect to find in such a room, like tables, chairs, such as that.
Tables, chairs, storage. Nothing special.
Yeah, it looks like you'd sit in here and perhaps face the hearth, which sits on this side and is currently cold and dark. And then you see on the far side of the room is this sarcophagus I previously described, which is made of black wood and has a queen's effigy that is carved into the lid, into its lid, standing upright.
What do you mean a queen's effigy?
It's like a it looks very royal, kind of this.
Sure.
It's like a picture of it. It looks like a queen, like with a crown, etc. But it's quite stylized.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Like the sort of stereotypical Egyptian sarcophagi where it's just literally a person on the lid.
Farrah, as you step that far into the room,
Mhm.
Ilkaas, can you tell me where exactly you are? Move your token.
Oh. Right.
This is important for this
He'd be
particular
behind Meadhan because he thinks he wants to do the thing again.
So, Farrah, as you step that far into the room, this cold, dark hearth Suddenly, a fire erupts in the dead hearth,
Oh.
and assumes this fire assumes an almost draconic form.
Ooh.
And
It's Calcifer.
the fiery dragon hisses, crackles, and unfurls its smoky wings. And then it hisses in your direction, and it addresses you. And Ilkaas, you hear a familiar voice. You hear, "My nights have fallen into darkness. My house once clean, and now corrupted. Cleanse my resting place of the impurity the enemy has inflicted upon my grave. Save my knights if you can. Show them the light they have lost, and my house will become a beacon of hope once more." And with that, the fire just burns out.
Ooh.
Ilkaas just looks at it and in awe.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't understand what it was saying.
Well, I think it wants us to redeem the knights who are here. I'm not entirely sure how, but
By light that was lost, could it refer to the sword?
Did you tell Ilkaas about the sword? I remember you saying about it last time, but then he said he didn't.
I'll post it in the Discord, by the way, what exactly he said. So
I think Cal did.
Did he say? I thought you said he
I
said it in
think-
Draconic, didn't he?
No, not in Draconic, no. In Common.
Okay.
You all understood it.
We all
But
understood it.
Ilkaas
Okay.
recognised the voice.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay,
assume
confused,
Kieran
okay.
knows who.
Yeah, I know who it is.
Save the knights.
That was Argynvost's voice, my father's.
You know what he means?
Well, they seem to be filled with rage. I don't think they were that way in life. There must be some way to redeem them.
Well,
I'm not sure what they mean by the light, but maybe you're right, Cal.
Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
Can I tell if this sarcophagi, if it looks like there's been any movement around it or of it itself? If it looks like anyone's opened it, tried to open it,
Interesting. Investigation check.
or move it? Yeah. Or if it is, just like covered in dust, nothing moved, nothing changed. Alright, investigation, there we go.
do we know where
Yeah.
Argynvost is buried, or his body is, or?
Ilkaas would have told you and would have known. I think he told you, but Ilkaas would know that he has seen the skull within the crypt. He has not seen any other bones, but you could assume perhaps they are buried in there. 17, Meadhan. You actually do see that it looks like there's a big thick layer of dust over this sarcophagus and on the floor surrounding it. But it does look like recently it's been opened, as the dust is kind of set aside slightly.
Yeah. He'll kind of tilt his head, just say in a relatively quiet voice, does anyone here know about that thing?
It does not look familiar to any of you.
I'm afraid not, Meadhan. What do you see?
Well, I mean, it looks like it wasn't too long ago something's been in here and made this mess. I'm wondering if something tried to get into that, or I don't know, it's more likely something tried getting out.
I mean, it could have have been the elf. I don't know.
It's currently closed at the moment, right?
It's currently closed, shut. I'll also say there is a door back here as well, just because I know it's hard to see them sometimes.
Yeah, thanks for that. I didn't see that. I don't know. You'd think if anyone was raiding this sort of thing, they'd just leave it open, right?
Maybe not in this house. Maybe ghosts are closing all the doors. Who knows?
I say we avoid it.
Al looks at Ilkaas. Were those revenants we slew before knights of your fathers?
I think so.
So we didn't do a very good job of redeeming them.
There must be some other way, whatever this showing the light is.
It says, sorry, out of character. This says impurity on his grave. That could be the whole house, or it could be literally his grave or his skull.
Ilkaas would know that there's some kind of corruption that has taken over the crypt specifically.
Okay.
And that's what forced him to leave. Some kind of dark presence.
It's not in the house.
It's specifically confined to the crypt, but you got the impression that with time it could have seeped into the entire house. But it was definitely confined to the crypt when you were last here.
There was some sort of corruption spreading in the crypt. I thought it might be in the house, but I haven't seen it.
I will say, Ilkaas, now, you failed your previous insight on this before, but I think now the pieces are starting to piece together. You start to think that when you had that frightened experience at the front of the house, it seemed very familiar to the experience you had when you were leaving the crypt. You had this like frightened kind of, and you got this kind of pain in your head, and it made you, it scared you.
So it's here too now, the same feeling.
It was when in the foyer when you were trying to leave, yeah.
Yeah, so it's spread to the house.
You get that impression that its influence is definitely reaching out. It doesn't feel as intense here. It felt it felt much more intense within the crypt.
But within the crypt, is there anywhere he didn't go in the crypt?
Yes, so within the crypt, it's a small room that would have been mostly made up of your library, but in the centre of the crypt there would have been a spiral staircase that descended downwards. But when you went down there, it would have been a very large open room with pillars supporting it, and right at the very end would have been your father's skull, and it rests upon like a dais. I don't know how to pronounce that word.
So he's explored the whole crypt except that staircase.
And you, as time went on, it felt like going down that staircase became harder and harder for you, and each time you got this feeling in your head like, oh, what is that? And then it would make you back off, and that's when you start to get the feeling there's corruption. Something was happening within your father's crypt, and once the corruption seemed to take over, you were almost too frightened to go down there. Something was it felt like it was pushing you away.
Yeah, he'd mentioned that now, that he's seen a guy in the fireplace.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mysteries.
Could I put my ear to this door?
Yep, do a perception check for me.
Nice.
It's completely silent. There is the sound of blowing wind that comes through, but apart from that, there's no sound at all as you listen at this door.
It's good enough to me. I'm trying to sneakily open it.
Mm-hmm. Give me a stealth check.
+10. Please +10.
So you open the door to this room, Meadhan, and within you see tattered velvet drapes cover the tall, slender windows that encircle this parlour. The furnishings within, such as tables, etc., are covered with dust and cobwebs and lie in disarray. A damaged brass chandelier hangs from the ceiling, which is covered with a faded mural that depicts metallic dragons and colourful birds flying beneath white clouds.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds cool.
You would see there's a door on this side as well. And I didn't explain it probably before, but there was a door on this side as well before.
So, like, very symmetrically.
Very symmetrical. This house seems to be very symmetrical.
Yeah, no, I don't remember seeing one that side. Check that out next time. Unless this way leads. Is any of the furniture complete enough? Like this, for example, is this like dresses that looks like it might be something inside it worth checking out?
If you searched it, you would find that there would be tattered drapes. Anything inside would be dust-ridden and ruined. Much of this house you've experienced so far, it seems there's a feeling of emptiness and abandoned, an age gone by. It feels lived in, but so long.
Yeah.
So long since.
I guess I'll try this door then. Same thing, just slowly, carefully.
Opening the door, Meadhan, you see a staircase that goes down, only about sort of 5 feet. It descends downwards, and there's another one on opposite the side with the door on this side. At the side, you see there's an iron gate that leads outwards to the grounds beyond. An alternative entrance. What you can tell.
Gate. Does it look like locked? Is it like a big?
Yes, it is chained shut and it closes off a 10-foot tall archway.
Right. Okay. Is there like a padlock or anything?
Yeah, it would be a like a chain with a padlock around it.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Oh wait. Farrah's got thingy-bobs. Thieves' tools, right?
Mm-hmm. I've also got that chime now.
Oh wait, what? Yeah, what did that do? I can't remember.
Chime of
Something
opening.
useful.
It's worth using.
On what? What are we trying to open?
There's an iron gate that you can see leads outwards to the grounds. It looks like an alternative entrance. It's currently chained and padlocked shut.
If we need to, Meadhan, it's a good escape. But maybe we should focus on these 2 doors at the back.
I mean, you can if you want, but I've got a good feeling, mapping it out in his head and everything. I think that'll just lead back to the, what was it, like the
servants' quarters? They look like
servants' sleeping quarters. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But you never know. We might need a quick escape out this way. So why keep it locked?
Let me just.
And if you can't unlock it, then never mind. We'll smash it. Not right now, but if we need to flee or whatever. It's up to you. You don't have to. Just
if we need to flee, it won't take me a moment, Meadhan, to just do it. But let me just see if it's just because there's like a limited amount of charges on it.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering if it was worth using. Which, if it is that limited, try and just use your thieves' tools. If you don't get it, never mind.
It's just that they can also break as well, and I've only got 1.
Oh shit! Can they? I don't think I've ever broken a thieves' tool before. Okay.
the grey humble brag.
All right. Screw this sarcophagi. I ain't going near that. I'm done. I think I'm done.
Okay. So now standing in the foyer, you can see the stairs head upwards, and you have a door down here, which you can assume leads into the dining room, and there are 2 doors, one down here and one down here.
I'll listen at one if you listen at the other, Meadhan.
You're on.
Both make perception checks for me.
With guidance.
Guidance on yourself. Hey, both of you hear the same thing as you hear lots and lots of strange chittering sounds.
No. Meadhan he looks to Farrah and he just starts shaking his head.
She looks back at him and does the same. So, well, something's behind there. Chittering. Looks the rest of the group. Assuming.
On your particular door, Meadhan, like as you're talking to Farrah, you hear as you're listening inside, you hear what sounds like something climbing up on the other side of the door. Like you can literally feel it on the other side of the door, like something like.
No, thank you.
That's upstairs. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that if we don't. Yeah, it's just what is behind this door. It could be important.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We can leave it till last.
I guess we'll leave it till last. That's a good idea. Back upstairs, I suppose.
Okay, so I'll gather your tokens in the centre. I can.
Come on, gang.
Drag you up there. Come jump aboard the moving express. Right, so you find yourselves moving up the balconies where you previously were.
So do we want to go?
This was like a spiral staircase that went up, right?
And you can see what appears to be another one
been
on the
up
other
there?
side. Yes, you went up to the 3rd floor, and that's where you encountered the more docile revenant Godfrey Gwillem that Ilkaas spoke to.
And the big floor that was about to collapse through.
Yeah, definitely looked damaged.
We've done both these hallways, so haven't we?
Yes, you did. There was a bedroom on both sides.
Okay. So it's just this
south wing, I guess.
Yeah.
I assume everyone else is following along?
Sure am.
Yep.
Okay, so moving down this corridor, Meadhan, you immediately look down and look out, and you can see that this part of the house is like completely collapsed, and you can see outward into like the outside areas. Farrah, you would also know there's a set of doors here. And Meadhan, you can see a door here.
Yep. He's very much still sneaking, so sneaking towards the door.
Yeah. Sneaking. Sneak.
He can
pokes his head in.
Make a stealth check for me, Meadhan.
Sure.
So you creep into this room and you can hear under your feet the creaking floorboards that creak underneath foot. No matter how stealthy you think you are, it's this part of the house.
Up until this point, everything sounded more sturdy, whereas now it's sounding a bit.
Exactly, it's sounding very fragile beneath your feet. You can see that this room is almost completely exposed to the elements. There are a few furnishings that lie broken under fallen debris from the level above. But apart from that, this room looks damaged and completely just strewn with rubble and empty. Make a perception check for me, Meadhan. Below, you can hear the chittering sound, and you can see as you look, and you can kind of peer forward. It's hard to make out, but with a 21, you can see around the edge of this thing. You see lots of webbing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Meadhan will just come back, and as he passes Farrah, he's shaking his head again. Mm-mm.
And there's
See
a
the
set of
things,
double
Meadhan?
doors here as well.
I think Meadhan would be hesitant to go near that because he knows this would be directly above pretty much the room that they just listened to, and he's aware that this is like now getting near to nasty buggers. So I think he's actually going to head towards the stairway more, unless anyone else wants to
Farrah will
have a
listen
gander.
at the door very briefly.
Do a perception check for me. I also say that anyone down here would have seen when they previously passed through. There was a door here, and there's a set of curtains here and here. Just so you know.
Okay.
And there would be doors that you
Hey.
pass through along here on the side. So Meadhan, there's a door here.
Well, we haven't been around here, have
And a door
we?
here. You did come through this door. This is how you got up here the first time when you were following Ilkaas. Again, Farrah, it's quiet, but in the very
Yeah.
distance you can hear the sound of chittering, and you can hear the wind is strong here, and you can hear floorboards creaking in this area in particular.
Okay, yeah, we're not going there. Okay. Curtains.
Yeah, there's a set of curtains here and a set of curtains here. I'll describe to you just so you have a good idea of what it looks like. But you can see that there's curtains on both sides, and it's made of red velvet, much like the similar curtain you saw in the kitchen. These look a lot more well preserved though, and they seem to hang in front of what looks like an alcove. You can sort of see from how the walls jutting out.
Okay.
I'm going to give this door a try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stealthily?
Yeah, absolutely.
Make a stealth check for me.
Yeah. Oh,
Ilkaas, where exactly are you? Are you standing there, or would you still be behind Meadhan, as you described before?
he's gone.
Kieran?
What?
Where exactly is Ilkaas standing?
It's just standing by Cal.
A cow, okay. That's fine. So you
Where's
creak.
Cal? Somewhere down there.
Yeah, over here.
Yeah.
You creak the door open, Meadhan, and inside
Ugh.
is a curious sight. The first thing that catches your interest is that this room contains an iron tub and has wood panelling on the walls that rises to a height of 3 feet. And you can see above the panelling, the walls are painted with a continuous faded mural of a mountainscape. But the most notable thing within the room is that within the tub, you see a mound of various trinkets and shiny objects, treasures, which upon top sits a large silver reptilian creature, and it hisses in your direction.
Like quite angrily.
Yeah, it's like proper like a cat telling you
Does
to
he
get
have,
away
like-
almost.
Does he have like a shower cap on? Is there like a rubber ducky on his treasure?
No, there might be like
He's
there
scrubbing
might
away.
be a very, very like old wooden duck within the treasure, maybe. But apart from that, definitely no.
Can you describe it a bit more? Is it like how large?
So
what sort of-
it is about. I'm very bad at describing sizes. It's much longer than it is tall. It probably like height wise, like crawling on all fours. It stands maybe the size of like a Labrador, like sort of Cassie height, if you imagine that, Steph, like a bit taller than Cassie. Lengthwise though, it's much longer, especially including its tail. It would reach maybe 2.5 meters long.
Yeah. Okay.
That would
very
be
animalistic
tail
thing.
included. It's got a big horn on the front of its face. It looks very like draconic reptilian type creature.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, Meadhan would see the hissing, see this thing, just pardon me, and shut the door.
Shut the door.
And it's all turn around to Farrah, just his eyes wide open, like.
No idea what that was, Meadhan. I saw it too.
Do a nature check, both of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neither of you.
Oh, I saw that.
Neither of you are sure.
It did look draconic, though, right?
Yes, it did look reptilian and draconic as well.
I should call over Ilkaas.
Yeah, Meadhan's kind of got his back to the door, but he's kind of holding the door handle just in case he tries to like open it. He's like, let's just keep this shut, shall we?
Farrah sort of peeks around the corner. She's like, Ilkaas.
Ilkaas is just looking over the balcony. And he's like, yeah.
There's something draconic in here. Do you know what it could be? Recognize? It's got a big horn on its head. It's quite long. It's
as he's walking over, he's like, just because it's draconic doesn't mean I know what it is. I mean, sort of walks
it's not
over.
so much because you're draconic, Ilkaas. It's you may have seen it, you know.
Racist.
The description does sound familiar to you, Ilkaas.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to play it cool, though.
Yeah. Does Meadhan reopen the door?
If it looks like Ilkaas wants to get by, he'll kind of meekly step aside.
He looks in.
You open the door.
And he's like,
That's this one.
He's like, what are you doing in there, boy? Come on, get out.
And as he looks at Ilkaas, you see this creature that was once hissing kind of relaxes, and then its tongue like hangs out. And it's like, like panting slightly, and then kind of like flicks its tongue at Ilkaas as it's like breathing quite heavily, and then kind of climbs out of the bath and starts moving towards him, and is like trying to climb up onto him. And like it's like it's like the side like if it stood up, like not that it could, but if it was like on like a bipedal creature, it would be on hind legs. It would be like 7 feet like tall sort of thing. So it's like it's trying, but it's trying to like climb on Ilkaas, and you can see it's huge. It's like a Komodo dragon almost, like trying to climb onto his form with these huge claws, and it's just like it seems very excited to see him.
He'd just get one of his rations out and feed it to it.
Yeah, and he's just like he just licks it with its tongue and then just bites at it.
After he gets down, he just pets it and looks around like, what?
So you know this creature, Ilkaas?
Yeah, he's my pet.
I see. It's cute.
You were right, I knew what it was, though.
How did the rest of you react? I'm curious, Cal and Nigel and Helen.
Cal would be surprised, but also, I guess, notice similarities between the two of them if they're similar colouring.
I definitely would be similar colouring.
And just think, makes sense.
Nigel probably be in the background, like wincing, you know, fucking hell.
He'd be like, "Go on, boy, get back in the tub."
He like climbs down and is like climbs back in the tub and like sits and like kind of wraps his tail underneath him.
Is there any water in there?
No, it's like filled to the top with like various trinkets. Ilkaas, it's like you can see all manner of things in there. Some shiny things, some just absolute crap in there. If you want to
is
pick
there any
out
water around?
it would definitely be dank and like dripping in this room, definitely.
And he is a silver dragon, right?
Yes.
I mean, he's silver dragonborn.
Yeah.
Well, he'd create some like little ice, and he'd let the cold water over him. I assume he would like it.
Yeah, definitely. He's just like kind of quite happily sitting there, and he's definitely enjoying it.
And he's like, "What have you been collecting?" And he'd look around like all the stuff he's got in here.
Okay, in that case, then I will have you.
I was hoping for that. I was like, oh, I want to go digging around a bathtub of treasure.
Roll a D100 for me, please, Ilkaas. As you search through your sweet little pet's
33.
pile of shit. 18. You see, he rummages around and like digging through it with his huge claws, and he pulls out this like winter coat that's like it's like emblazoned with the symbol of the Order of the Silver Dragon, and he kind of like climbs out of the bath again, like and kind of like spits it at you with this big glob of saliva. And
does anyone need a winter coat?
I will say this does count as warm weather clothing.
Yes.
If you need it.
I didn't blah blah blah. I can't remember who. There's like a million of them.
Yeah, Strahd commandeered it from Vistani, didn't he?
Yeah.
I guess Ilkaas would just put it on then.
It's quite comfy. Feels very old, but quite dust-ridden. But it does feel comfy, Ilkaas. He like climbs back into the bath and then gets comfy again, and is like sort of waiting. Like he's almost like looking at you, like waiting for a like command.
He's like, well, you wait here. It's dangerous out here, so we'll come back for you. Well, I'll come back for you when everything's more safe.
Yeah, he kind of like gets comfy in the bath and then sits down. He's like,
you chuck him another ration.
Yeah, he's quite happily eats it out of the air.
Closes the door.
If you don't, let me.
And he's just like, I was wondering where he went.
An interesting pet in an interesting place, I guess.
Well, gotta have someone to keep you company, I suppose, even if it is a drake.
Yeah, you would know, Ilkaas, that he is a silver guard drake. And I will reveal to you in particular.
When you said something briefly to it, was that in Draconic or Common?
I don't know. I mean, it probably would have been Draconic, right?
It's up to you. It's up to you.
It seems so, yeah.
He would.
I think
he would respond to your voice, like pretty much no matter what.
He would. I think stuff that he didn't really care. Everyone heard he'd say it in Common, but when he was giving commands, he would have done it in Draconic.
Yeah, that's badass. Let me pop.
So in that sense, it would understand both.
Yeah, it seems to react to his voice and his kind of like gestures and his presence.
Yeah.
You can see underneath your character, you've now got that there, Kieran.
Yeah, nice. Thank you.
That's all right.
Oh, he looks badass.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we can check this behind this thingy. Not a door, is it? What
it's
is
like
it?
a red velvet curtain, like drapes. Okay. So you pull it open, Farrah, and behind you instantly look as you see there is like a I forget what they're called now. It's like a small pillar that you see like statuette heads on and stuff like that in like Greece and stuff. I forgot what they're called. Not the bust. The bust is the thing itself, but it's the thing underneath it that I'm talking about, and that's supporting it. I can't remember what it's called. But you see, it's like a pedestal, I guess is what you call it, like a white marble pedestal, and you see that there is a black cloth that covers something sitting atop it. You see there's a narrow, like 3 narrow windows in the back of this alcove, and one of them's got this like broken glass pane, and there's a slight breeze passing through it.
Well, I mean, something precious behind here, I guess. Should we have a look? Pull it off.
You pull it off, and underneath, you immediately recoil in horror as you see the head of Pitch.
Ooh. Fucking hell.
And
Fucking falling back over here.
And it just open mouth, black eyes just staring at you.
Yeah, Farrah's on the floor.
Kind of half catches her, tries to.
Meadhan,
What was it?
if you're looking at it, you see the head of Ninan.
He kind of gently puts Farrah on the ground, then just like wanders over here.
Yeah, Farrah's just like sprawling back to the wall. We're back to it.
What does Ilkaas see?
Ilkaas, you just see a bust.
Can he pick it up?
Yeah. And Farrah and Meadhan, it just looks like Ilkaas is holding the head as I described.
Oh my god.
Ilkaas, don't touch it!
Does it feel magical?
Meadhan's
It
not
does
even
feel
looking.
magical.
Can you try and identify it?
Farrah's looking away. She's walking
Yeah,
over here
do
with
me an
now.
Arcana check. Oh, natural 20.
Oh.
You can tell that there is, like, with your innate sense for magic and with the natural 20 on your Arcana check, you get a real sense that there's some kind of, like, illusion magic being, like, projected on there, but it feels like from far. It feels like beyond the house itself. It feels like something is projecting an illusion onto this bust, and you're like, I don't see an illusion, but, like, you definitely feel like there is an illusion upon it, and
Would he put it together that it could be Mr. Big Shot?
yes, I think so.
I think there's some sort of illusion spell on this. It's probably coming from Count von Zarovich.
I'm not
He's-
surprised. Just, Ilkaas, can you just...
He points it at these three and he's like, what do you see?
Nigel,
I don't see anything.
Nigel, you see the head, the disembodied head of Pitch, and it frightens you immediately.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Helen, you see the disembodied head of... Let me quickly go through my notes because this was a while ago. Quickly find this.
Of herself, because she's dead! No, Helen!
Oh, that'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
Let me find it. Where is it?
What Cal see?
Probably one of his teammates.
Yeah.
Helen, you see the disembodied head of Master Wingseed, your tutor who tutored you, the wisest tutor under your tutelage, a very holy man who, in spite of his womanizing and his recreational drug use, he was a great teacher to you and taught you the way of your monk abilities. And then finally, Cal, you would see... Let me just grab my notes again. Again, it's been a while. Where is that? You see the disembodied head of Martine.
Oh. Yeah, Cal would grimace, but having Ilkaas kind of dangling it in front of them. He's kind of figured out that something's up with it.
Mm-hmm.
But Ilkaas would just look at it and he's like, I don't see anything. And he'd just walk over to the door, open it, and show it to Vlad.
You open the door, and he just kind of looks up at it, and then he climbs out of the bath and starts climbing up, and then just tries to start grabbing it in his mouth.
He just lets him take
And he just takes this bus and he just plops it in the bath next to all the other stuff.
Yeah, and he just closes the door behind him.
Yeah.
What's the point in that thing? Jesus.
Didn't you say that you'd all been tortured before by the devil?
Yes. Probably another one of his tricks.
He sounds like a funny guy.
He's an asshole.
Yes.
Wait, did Ilkaas mean Strahd seems like a funny guy?
He said it sarcastically, but
I
dryly.
see. I was going to say, Nigel would be like, he's a fucking asshole. He probably wouldn't understand that it was sarcasm, to be fair.
That does sound like Nigel, to be fair. So there would be a door here and another curtain here, Meadhan.
Farrah sort of recovers a little bit, breathe in and out, a bit heavy, and then go to this curtain.
Okay, and pulling this curtain apart, you would simply see an empty pedestal with nothing upon it.
Okay, Meadhan.
Yeah, slowly opens the door.
And on this side, Meadhan.
Healthily?
Yeah, roll me a stealth check.
Helen?
Go.
Oh, getting some good
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
Oh, and you open the door extremely quietly, and beyond Meadhan, you see a room where rainwater seeps through cracks in the ceilings and flows into a pool on the sagging wooden floor below. The pool fills about half the room, and bare stone shelves line the walls.
Okay, so completely empty. There's nothing in it, just bare shelves and a puddle.
From what you can see, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think upstairs is the only place left. Well, apart from the chittering downstairs.
So we came. Can't even remember this.
So originally, this was the
Isn't it
chapel
lost?
over here. This overlooks the chapel, Meadhan, where you fought the
yeah.
revenants, and you came up these spiral stairs,
Yep.
led by Ilkaas. You originally, the route you followed was, I'll draw it this way.
Have we been in this door?
You have not, but you would quite easily figure out. I'll just open it up for you.
Yeah.
But it also leads out onto the same balcony.
Hello.
Hee-hee.
We hadn't tried these stairs, had we?
No, but you did know that they were simply opposite the other side of the chapel. They both lead to the same place, and
And
heading further up, you would eventually find an empty room. Ilkaas, you do know that these windows here overlook the mausoleum, which sits over here, the crypt of your home.
Just goes to stand by the window, and he's kind of like, he doesn't say it, but he's thinking, I wish I saw something in their head as well.
I think we've got the stairs over here, and then pretty much done. I think.
I think we're getting there.
Minus the bug room.
Okay, so are you heading up those spiral stairs?
Yeah, sneakily.
Okay, roll a group stealth check for me then, and then I'll drag you up.
Oh. Roughly how long would you say this Pass Without Trace has been going now?
Oh, yeah.
I would say nearly an hour, because it's nearly been an hour in-game.
Yeah.
But it's not quite run out yet, I don't think.
Oh, thank God.
Cross. Let me quickly adjust the lighting on this level as well.
Oh, I'm all crammed. Get your butt out my face.
So you arrive at the top of the stairs where a curtain lies open and leads on to a set of corridors. At the very end of the corridor, you see there's a door here and a door here, and there is also a turning here and a turning here from what you can make out.
I can't see past here.
Oh,
say
my
it's
bad.
very dark.
My bad. I forgot to delete that. There you go. That's better.
Yeah.
Badgerpoot.
Badgerpoot.
Okay.
Oh boy.
So as you get to here, you see, Farrah, there's a door that lies open here, and like the floor below, it's very much destroyed and looking out. So you're very high up now, as you climbed up to the third floor. Up here, Meadhan, you see there's debris, like literally strewn across the floor everywhere. There's wood, there's bits of, like, building, the roof above us collapsed inwards, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Grabs a broom, starts tidying up.
Farrah just quickly peek in here.
As you look in there,
As long as it's
Farrah,
not all,
it looks like it was once perhaps a bed chamber, but it's pretty much completely collapsed. The floor inside is wooden, but it's strewn with rubble, and it falls away into a foggy abyss below. The roof overhead is like jagged and broken.
Okay.
You can if you looked downward over it, you would probably be about 40 feet above the floor, like the ground floor below.
Yeah.
Pretty high up. Yeah.
Really high up, yeah. Yeah, just a collapsed room down there. Through here?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Would I be right in assuming maybe with this much debris, would it look like it would be too difficult to sneak through?
Very much so, Meadhan. You would definitely think that.
Yeah. Okay, let's just carry on this way for now then.
Okay, so there's a door here, a door here.
Two doors?
Yes, there'll be one at the
yeah,
end. And...
one just at the corner at the top.
So there's one at the top.
Try the one at the end first.
Okay, so you're opening the one at the end, and it leads to a spiral staircase heading upwards.
Oh, okay.
Okay, alright. Let's try the one north of me.
And the one north of you, you open. And behind it, you see there is a room that... a room is dark wood panelling on the walls that rises to a height of approximately 3 feet. And above the panelling, you see the walls are painted with murals of religious figures performing holy rites. In the centre of the west wall is a tattered curtain that hanging in an open doorway leading to the left. You see there are 3 tall, slender stained glass windows set into the opposite wall, and they depict figures in white robes with orange sunsets behind their head. Anyone who is within the book, do a insight check for me if you're in this room. I assume Cal and Nigel and Co.
The tome.
The tome, yeah.
Oh, ignore the... No, ignore the second one. It's not meant to go with advantage.
You can re-roll if you
Just
want
12 then.
That's a straight
I think it's because it's got it automatically.
you can turn that off. If you go on the Beyond 20 at the top, it will say always roll advantage or something like that. You turn that off and then put toggle, it'll give you the option to select it.
Honestly, if you just want to go with the 12 for now, and
Yeah,
I'll try.
that's fine.
Yeah, it's the second one down, Steph, when you click on it.
Yeah. The only one who recognises Nigel, you kind of step into the room, And you kind of point up to one of the figures in this stained glass window, and you see the one on the left. It looks very much like one of the men you saw within the Tome of Strahd, and you recognise to be Gabriel Andrel.
Uh-oh.
Who?
Okay, he'd communicate that to everyone else.
And I believe Farrah and Helen would certainly remember. And I think Ilkaas as well would definitely have read about St. Andrel. That St. Andrel was once a stalwart ally of Strahd, a close friend of his, personal friend. But after his colleague and other friend, St. Markovia, resisted and went to war with Strahd after the Barovia became consumed by mist, after she was killed, he turned on his former friend and took up St. Markovia's mantle and tried to lead the war against Strahd, but ultimately demised.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a very stupid question, but they were the bones of St. Andrel that we were trying to rescue at one point.
Mm-hmm. Well,
what happened to them? We made them into a pulp, right? And then
yes, pretty much. God, it's been a fucking long time. Strahd destroyed them when he burned the church. You're 100% right, Hannah. Yeah.
Strahd did do something with him after, but I can't remember what.
So long ago that I can't remember either.
Would Nigel remember that it was St. Andrel?
Yes, 100%.
Would he know that? Okay, he would say that to everyone else.
And one thing on the floor catches your eye, Ilkaas. You see a book on the floor that looks like one of the books from your library, but it looks old and tattered and ruined.
Pick it up and be like, what have they done to it?
It looks like it's aged like hundreds of years from what you remember. And you look through it and you remember that there was like an assortment of prayers written to the Morning Lord within, in both a common language, and then there was does Ilkaas speak Celestial by any chance?
He does.
So yeah, you'd recognise it as Celestial and Common. But this book in particular is like ruined. It's like you can tell it's the same book, but many of the passages are water damaged and many are completely kind of lost to time. But you specifically remember this book. You remember reading it within your library.
Just looks at it and he's like, poor book. And he pats it and puts it in his bag.
Oh, that's really sad. I don't know why.
Well, more doors.
Indeed. You'd see there is a curtain hanging here, Meadhan, and there is a door up here.
I was gonna say, I thought try the curtain first.
Yeah.
So
I assume.
Pull the curtain.
Yeah, it might just be messy.
And you see behind that. Yeah, the roof over here is completely collapsed, and there's a what looks once like a bathroom, as the floor is completely tiled, and there's an iron bathtub that's filled with debris from the collapsed roof, and you see a splattering of old, dry, what maybe looked like once blood, and you also spot on the floor the mouldy ruins of a child's stuffed toy.
Yeah, carry on with Farrah for now.
This door here.
Yeah.
Is that the one we went in earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Opening this door
Perception.
reveals the corridor. There is a door here and a set of doors here.
We go through this
Oh, I
door.
bet I know where that door. I bet I know where that is.
Do you reckon? Want to take a guess?
Oh, yeah, I know, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
fair
another
enough.
staircase going up.
So many staircases.
I will say, like, when you open these doors to the staircase, you do definitely feel like the rush of wind coming down them, and the door, like, becomes quite, like, sort of heavy to hold for a second or two. But it definitely feels like a heavy rush of wind coming down there.
Is it like is it like those little towery things at the top?
It feels like exposed to the elements. You're not sure exactly where this leads, but heads upwards.
Have we been in this door, or was
No,
it this
you
one?
have not.
Already?
You went in this, or Ilkaas went in this one before. The rest of you stood
Yeah.
outside. You have not been in
I'd
this
say I
room
don't
at all.
remember it.
Okay, can I listen at this door then?
Yes, do a perception check for me. It's
Yeah.
just quiet. Bloody hell, +8. It's just deathly quiet. Like much of this house is very quiet.
Just similar to the rest of the doors, Meadhan. It's just quiet behind there.
Yeah.
Um,
Take a peek.
Open it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Opening the room reveals beyond. You see that this room is like a haven for dust and cobwebs. They lie strewn around the entire room. You see there are narrow windows and which allows like slivers of lights to illuminate like these bare oak shelves along the walls, and a torn padded chair lying on its side near a cavernous hearth. You see there's a picture above the mantle that's been slashed across, and its lower half is like hanging down below the frame like a torn piece of flesh. There's an iron door. It's in the top half here.
Okay. And
there would be an opening that leads in here as well. You would see that beyond the door, there's on this there is an iron door, but it's like hanging off one hinge and kind of smashed in the side.
okay.
Ilkaas, as you step into the room, you spot another book on the floor. The behind the chair you recognise. And I assume he would go over and sort of collect it.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And again, you recognise it. You remember this book from your library. You remember it titled The Oath Celestial, a book that was about... It was like a devotional text for knights from a place called the Holy Empire of Valentia. That you would specifically remember that one of the heroes within that it became quite an exciting book for you to personally read. That you remember one of the characters the heroes described in was who you named your silver guard drake pet after.
Oh, Lord.
And as you kind of open the book, it's completely like burnt apart, and it looks like its cover was like slashed by a sword maybe. And then you kind of like leaf through the book, and then you see like a page, like a bit of parchment like blow up in the air, and you look around the room and you hear this like soft flapping sound of wings, but it's like you can't discern its origin. And then the parchment kind of blows around and spirals lazily in the air, and then gently lands directly in your hands. And as you do, I will reveal this to you. If you'd like to read it out, then feel free, or I can if you would prefer.
Why do I feel... Yes, I will do it.
I'm not
That's
sure
what you're getting at.
tell everyone right away.
Oh, that's fair if you don't want to.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let me just read it first.
You can read it aloud just for the sake of the recording if you want. But Ilkaas is currently keeping it to himself.
Yeah, he just wants to read it all through.
Sorry, no, I got confused. Sorry, that was me.
That's all right. You can read it aloud. That's fine. But
Okay.
Ilkaas is just keeping it to himself right now. But
He would tell everyone. There's nothing like crazy in there.
yeah, then feel free to read it.
Nothing
aloud, Anja.
embarrassing.
Yeah. My knights have fallen and this land is lost. The armies of my enemy will not be stopped by sword or spell, claw or fang. Today I will die, not avenging those who have fallen, but defending that which I love, this valley, this home, my family, and the ideals of the Order of the Silver Dragon. The evil surrounds me. The time has come to throw off this guise and show these heathens my true fearsome form. Let it spark terror in their hearts. Let them tell their stories of dark triumph against the protector of the Balinoch Mountains. Let Argynvost be remembered as a dragon of honour and valour. I do not fear death. Though my body will die, my spirit will live on. Let it serve as a beacon of light against the darkness. Let it bring hope to a land wrought with despair. Now to battle.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I guess he failed. Well, obviously.
Ilkaas, as you're standing there reading this aloud to the rest of the group, you kind of get a twinge at the back of your mind. You look above the hearth and you see this damaged, like, parchment, this damaged portrait that's torn above the mantelpiece, and you just you look at it and you see that the picture shows this mansion in much better days, and under clear winter skies. You can see it with the snow-capped mountains in the background. You can see the top of the tower. It looks like it's been painted a glow, almost like a silver beacon. And after reading the journal entry and seeing this, you get this strong urge to try and mend what remains of this picture.
Yeah, he'd fold up a little page. And he's like, guys, we've got a book vandal as well. And he shows in the book like the cut mark in it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's leading somewhere. He points at that door.
A book vandal behind this door,
Would Ilkaas try and repair this picture at all? Like, it's hanging down like a piece of torn flesh, and he's just got this strong urge to just be like, this is damaged, I need to fix this, I need to...
No, because it's like he sees it as a symbol of the house, not the painting itself.
Mm-hmm. I would say
So
he gets a tinge in the back of his head, though, like he wants to fix this.
Well, I guess he would.
Okay, so as you do, you reach forward and your fingers begin pushing this aged canvas back into place within its frame, and the faded edges mesh together, and you can see highlighting this enormous scar that runs down the length of the portrait. And the picture, as you do it, begins to flicker. This beacon in the picture begins to flicker with this brilliant silver light, and a luminescent shape appears at the beacon's center, and a dark winged form that slowly grows until it fills the frame, and then it vanishes, and all around you, as you're saying, the room is completely plunged into complete darkness, and then a great roar fills the room, and all of you look on as a spectral form of a huge silver dragon. Its great size fills the room.
Oh boy!
What?
Whoa! Zoinks!
And the dragon kind of nods to each of you in the room before turning towards you, Ilkaas. And it just says, "My son." How do you react?
He just kind of looks at it more.
Mm-hmm. It's like the spectral form is like just staring upon you, upon your figure, like almost. I'll move you up, Nigel. Don't worry. Just staring upon you, like proudly, like a proud look in its eyes.
Hmm.
You can tell this is the spirit of your father that stands before you.
Mm-hmm. He's just waiting for it to go on.
It nods and just says, "You must cleanse my house of this corruption, and then my spirit will shine here forever."
But is it in the house or is it in the crypt?
Both. You must descend deep into my crypt, defeat the corruption that lies within, and you must put my knights to rest. They are held to an oath by a once great man who is now blinded by hatred. Put him to rest, and the rest of them shall be able to sleep too.
My new friends are looking for some sort of sword. Do you know anything about that?
Kind of looks down sadly, and he says, "My knight, filled with hate. I believe he possesses what you are searching for."
And he's in the crypt.
He is in the room beyond, and he stares off in this direction.
Oh, shit.
There is something which blinds me to my crypt, my final resting place. I do not know what lies there, what our enemy has inflicted upon us. But I know you, my son. You are filled with destiny, filled with light of all the great silver dragons before you. Whatever lies in there, I know you shall not fear it.
I'll try.
And when you cleanse this home, my son, let it serve as your fortress, in which you prepare for battle against your final foe. The foe you were destined to defeat. You are my greatest achievement, son, and you are my final revenge. Go. Do what must be done, and achieve your destiny. I believe in you, and I love you. And with that, the dragon's apparition fades away.
Just like, I love you too.
And the light returns to the chamber once more.
Joy.
Ilkaas, you also feel as you sort of tell me your reaction. Tell me his reaction first. Like, how is he?
Has he ever seen him manifest
No,
like that before?
Never.
Okay, then he's pretty awestruck.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it slightly boosts his confidence, but he's still like, oh god, there are meant to be two more of us.
Yeah.
But he's sort of like a bit hardened by everyone else around. I mean, he's seen them fight everything off, so
Yeah.
he sort of looks around and he's like, I know where the sword is, and he'd point over.
And as you do, Ilkaas, as you look around the room, suddenly you realise you're looking down at everyone. And everyone else, you are just mouth open staring at Ilkaas. As within the last few moments, you have seen a huge pair of spectral dragon wings sprout from his back, and he's suddenly begun floating upwards into the air and is currently hovering there. Ilkaas, you've gained an ability called Charm of the Dragon. You now have the ability to sprout a pair of spectral dragon wings from your back, which grant you a flying speed equal to your current walking speed.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can create these wings as a bonus action on your turn, and the ability lasts for 10 minutes and can be used only once per day.
Okay.
I'll say this doesn't.
Gnarly, dude.
Narratively, this does not count towards that. They will last until you leave the house.
He's just looking at the spectral dragon, and when he looks, as he's saying that, he looks down and he's like, like he's flying.
Did we? I assume we didn't see the dragon.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, acknowledge.
Oh shit!
It bowed to you each in turn before addressing Ilkaas personally.
Did we understand it?
Yes, you did. It was speaking common.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Farrah's pretty awestruck as well, then. Very much so.
He's like, how do you turn these things off?
I don't know. I would try and teach you, Ilkaas, but maybe later, yeah?
What do we want to do?
Well, I think we should check this door first.
They said he was over here, right?
It said it was in this direction.
Yeah.
That was
What,
something. That was Argynvost, I assume.
Yeah. I hadn't seen him before either. I'd only heard his voice.
Never ceases to amaze me, this place. Not usually in the best way.
I'm sure your land has things which are equal to it.
Well, dragons, of course. I meant more in general. But he seemed to believe in you, though, Ilkaas. Do you believe that is your destiny?
Yeah. I mean, it's what I was made for. And I'm glad that I found all you. Otherwise, I'd have been really screwed.
Well then, I guess it must be destiny then. If he has the sword in the other room, I guess we know what we have to do.
If we know now, we should definitely prepare ourselves before we go in. I don't want my destiny to end within, 2 hours.
I don't think any of us do, I guess. Should we? Is there a... No, let's just check this door. Fuck it. Open it.
Okay, you open the door, and within you see rich drapes that are faded by time and neglect. And the room is a large circular room that is completely empty. However, listening closely, you feel as if you can hear the sound of a large creature breathing, as if they were asleep. However, your first inspection was not incorrect. There seems to be nothing within this room. Do you step into the room?
Apprehensively. I'll dip a toe in there. How about that?
You see the room, like there's a silver energy that kind of drifts around the room, encircling it. It's like over and over again, this kind of orb of light, almost like just drifts around the room, and you hear the soft sound of snoring.
Seems something is asleep. He sort of gives a little half smile to Ilkaas. Something silvery, perhaps.
Maybe it'd be a good place to rest.
Quite possibly. She looks at the rest of the group. What's everyone doing?
Just following, and as you suggest it, he gives a kind of half shrug, half nod.
Yeah. Step inside properly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's too soon for another short rest, isn't it?
I think it's more for like. The only thing is, can't take a long rest right now.
Short one. Sorry, I thought I heard someone say, "Shall we have a rest?" And
No, I said it's
rest,
too
please.
soon for one.
I'd say it's like about
Quite early.
3 o'clock-ish now, probably.
Yeah.
Like, you guys woke up at like 6. It's pretty late in the day for you.
Okay. What's all these wavy things?
They're like drapes.
Okay.
Snakes.
Snakes!
We could search the rest of the house before having a rest. We could find something useful.
I think there's much left to explore. That's the only thing, Ilkaas. There's just that room left and a chittering room at the bottom. Well, I mean, I suppose the crypt.
I think wasn't there one more? Yeah, these stairways, they go up.
They lead upwards, yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot about them. They just go to a little tower thing.
You don't know, you haven't been up.
Yeah. Oh.
You going up then, Meadhan?
Yeah, unless anyone objects. No?
I'll say that as a no.
Yeah. Yeah.
You eventually climb the Meadhan, and eventually you arrive at the top and realise you are, in fact, standing upon the roof of the mansion.
Oh.
And it's quite a sight. You see in the centre there looks like a on the right, to your immediate right, there's a large tower that climbs, and looking at it, it looks very familiar to the beacon you saw in the picture that Ilkaas was holding up in the room below. And then you see you see beyond, like, much of the middle section of this house is like it's completely damaged, and there's a big hole leading directly downwards into the assumably the room below. And beyond, further in distance, you see like huge ballistas set on the edge of like towers, which look like they used to guard and defend from intruders below.
So it doesn't really, there's like nowhere to go from here really, just roof access.
If you want to explore it, I can move you up there. In fact, it's on the same map. I thought it was on a different one. I can just jump you here, Meadhan. You can see what you see. The tower's over here. The ballista's over here. You see the wreckage
That's big
in the
hole.
centre.
Looks like that's another tower. I think I know the stairway there.
Yeah, you can see there's.
And that's just that shit.
Actually, it would have been up here. You would have arrived. So you can see there's another.
I want to
down there.
I want to peer down holes and edges and stuff, but hell if I'm risking falling down. Fuck that. No, I don't think it doesn't really need anywhere to go, really. But interesting all the same. No, I'll just head back down then.
Yeah, I'll drag you back.
Hang on a minute. What's that?
It's hard to make out from here. Farrah'd have to get
Okay.
closer.
Ah!
I'd say staring from here, you can see a room that it's like an audience hall, but it's like crumbled and there's a gaping hole and a huge pile of rubble. You can see weapons and shields that once hung from the walls have fallen to the floor and succumbed to rust. And in the centre, you see there's like a large wooden throne that's carved to resemble a dragon with unfolding wings. And you can see slumped in the throne, it looks like there's some kind of gaunt figure.
Well,
Wait,
So we-
someone over there.
could that be the person?
I'm not sure. Wasn't he in this room though?
No,
No.
pinged it like 8 times. Every time you forgot.
I didn't see your ping, to be fair.
Okay, I'm joking.
Rude. Yeah, well, not right now though. Back in the room. Is it just that guy? Just the one guy?
Yeah, I'm just sitting in the chair. It's like a gaunt figure just slumped in it. Not even
Can Ilkaas attempt to see like a hill or something?
Yeah, do a perception check for me, Ilkaas. It's so hard to tell at this distance.
I thought there were multiple. Wait, who's this in here then?
So, in there was a number of revenants, and they were they seemed more docile. They were led by a man who called himself Godfrey Gwillem, and he said that when Ilkaas spoke to him and tried to convince him to cause more suffering towards Strahd, it like from his insight, he could almost get a sense that he wanted to help, but he seemed bound by his oath, and he said as much, that he was bound by his oath that his leader, a man named Vladimir Horngard.
So he's got nothing to do with this guy then?
You don't know. You just see a figure slumped in a chair.
I mean, it's probably Vladimir Horngard, right?
It's a pretty safe assumption.
Oh, I'm getting confused. So many names.
Literally 2 names. How is there so many names?
There's too many.
So many.
Basically, there's good revenants in here, but they won't help because they say their leader won't help them. Or won't let them.
Yeah.
And they said their leader is a guy called Vladimir. The guy in here is a guy called Godfrey.
So this guy.
You don't know, but Kieran made a pretty good assumption.
So is this Godfrey?
Just kill him. I'm just fucking going back to running Kuatoa campaigns. That's so much easier. Yeah, that's bad Drapood in here. Bad Drapood, good Drapood. There you go.
So we're not getting the good Drapood then, no? But aren't they all just going to come running out? So they're not good Drapood. They're bad Drapood as well.
You don't know.
Well, they haven't been when we bumped into them, so.
No, but if we start wailing on this guy, then we'll just
what makes you
come
think
out,
we
right?
will wail on him? You might want to have a chat, make a deal. I don't know.
No, you could.
Like with all this crap, I don't think we're going to be like snaking up on him.
Definitely not. No.
I'm trying to tell from. Is he meant to be? Is his throne facing away from us or towards us?
It is facing away. Yeah. But you can see.
So is he?
Yeah, he is facing away, but you can see like a slump. He's like slumped to the side.
Yeah. As long as he's not like directly.
No, he's not facing.
Like, it's not like he'd see us coming from a mile away, but the moment we start approaching him, he will probably hear us.
Oh yeah, especially when we start crunching all this crap over here.
I don't think we should bother until we've had a long rest. I think.
Oh no, definitely not. I'm
I
going.
assume he probably isn't going anywhere.
Shut the door, Meadhan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother drawing across again, but it's safe to assume you shut it if you want.
I think that's it. I don't think there is anywhere else really. There's the crypt, obviously, but I feel like we're probably just going to need to end up going there anyway.
Yeah, there's just the spider creepy room.
We can just leave it. We don't need to really go there.
Could be cool stuff though. It's alright, just fire blast the
I
whole.
was thinking it feels like they're like hanging around where all the building has like collapsed on that side. So what if we were to like approach it from outside, kind of go around the outside, the edge, and try and get a better view of what's in there?
Depends if there's a wall or not, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know if there was anything that would block it, or if we could just literally walk in around the side.
Don't know.
Didn't look.
No, you didn't.
It looks pretty open from what you can tell, though. Like, it looks like half the fucking house has collapsed. So.
Yeah.
So I'd rather deal with them out in the open, on the earth, rather than cramped in the building, trapped on some room or whatever.
Yeah. Well, are we having a sleepy rest in this silvery room?
I think that's a pretty good idea. Hopefully it'll go better than the previous rest.
Still standing by the door there, just in case.
Oh yeah. Unless anyone has any other ideas?
Nah, Ilkaas would like to listen to his dad snoring.
Yeah, it's very comforting to you, Ilkaas, as you sit in the room, and as each of you sit inside, you feel very safe, as if something's watching over you.
Cute.
And your spectral wings, Ilkaas, they shine particularly brightly within this room.
He just used him like as a duvet for himself.
Oh, so cute. So, are you guys attempting a long rest within this room?
Yeah.
Don't use the word attempt.
I'll say, with the sleeping Argynvost spirit and protection that he has granted you, you are all capable of taking a long rest and sleeping in this room.
Thank goodness.
However,
I have a question with Crystal Helen.
well, I was just about to get to that.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
As the day passes
Whoa.
from one into the
Oh.
other,
Ooh.
Helen,
I remember that picture.
you find yourself, Helen, back within the room where you first experienced the crystal. And,
Wow.
and now the shining light, its radiance, just blinds you for a moment as you look around and you hear the voice once more echo within your head. And it simply says, freedom. Freedom. And then you just hear the word, 1, 2 becomes 1. Guidance. Guidance towards the mountains. 2 becomes 1. Grant us freedom. And then Helen, or the crystal, as you are, find yourself looking inside this crystal now. And inside you see yourself trapped, embedded in this crystal, completely frozen still, and you're looking at yourself, and then suddenly it's not yourself, it's just another mortal. You're not looking at yourself anymore, it's just another being, meaningless, flesh and bone compared to the might, the shining radiance and aura. How could it compare to the perfect crystal? And what you knew of your previous life, it's all gone. And now your singular focus, the voice inside you, it simply tells you to head towards the mountain and to follow those around you. They will grant you protection. Like a Trojan horse, completely made of crystal. You will find your way there, and there in the mountains, deep within amber, you will find freedom.
No.
And now, Helen, I get to go on your character sheet, and I get to press edit, and you're no longer Helen Terra, but you are simply the crystal.
And he like,
Oh, that's annoying.
George rage quit. Oh shit.
no, Helen.
Oh, wait, he's actually gone. When did that happen?
It only just happened a second
He
ago.
lagged out, yeah.
Got too excited.
So,
No. Is he still like a monk? Okay.
but he's no longer Helen.
Crystal monk.
Crystal monk.
Simply the crystal. And otherwise, you rest within this room, and sleep comes quick, and you find yourselves waking upon a new day. And you can all take the benefits of a long rest.
Yeah.
Are you alright to go to 11, Steph? Just because I got a really good stopping point.
Yeah.
It might not even take that long. So,
But George isn't here.
yeah, which sucks.
Where'd that boy
I
go?
think he just sent a message on Facebook.
Yeah, his Discord's offline.
Why does the internet always break at the worst times? That's so sad.
Oh,
What's going to happen at the Amber Temple? What a fuck!
yeah, no, he's gonna be breaking up the amber. Shit.
Wait and see.
Here I go killing again.
Well, we'll carry on, and I can explain to George what happened in the. For now,
We could show him the video.
yeah, which even makes perfect sense for the crystal, to be honest, because
Yeah, makes it. So what's the... Anyone have any idea how to fight? Well, whatever it is. Ilkaas?
I assume he doesn't know any more than anyone else.
precisely, yeah,
Yeah.
you are going in as blind as everyone else at this point.
Well, if he has that sword, do you know what the sword does?
I think we do we?
No,
I assume it's
You have no
some
idea.
kind of light.
all you've know is about what the reading said, and the reading said, I can find for you. Where the fuck is it? Hands out. Yeah, there we go. Madam E is reading.
Maybe if you can
It's
work
a
out
sword
why it's
somewhere.
good against Count von Zarevich, you can work out how we can try and avoid that.
All it said in the card was this is a card of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance, a sword of sunlight.
I'll stick at the back.
I will give to both.
I will stay at the back and protect Ilkaas.
Well, I think we need you at the front,
Thank you,
Nigel, to be
Nigel.
honest.
Oh,
But
I will go wherever the team thinks best.
I meant to say, Nigel, I like your hair.
Thank you. It's not my own work.
I've always been a bit jealous of it. And he like strokes his, I don't know what that's called on a
quill, I guess. I don't even know.
his coil.
Nigel would take the wig off and just like plonk it on his head, but it'd be way too big for his head, probably.
What does it look like under the wig?
Yeah.
You've never said.
Yeah, what is
No,
that?
are you
he's
bored, Nigel?
He's bald with like. I swear at one point, I just took the wig off and he never put it back on again. But no, he's bald underneath with like tattoos all over his head.
Oh,
I think they're like
badass.
markings.
Right, yeah.
I think they're like birthmarks rather than tattoos.
Mm.
They get them from their babies.
Nice.
Okay,
I'd like to.
Go on, sir.
I was gonna say I'd like to think whenever Nigel rages, the wig comes off.
Just flops
I kind of
down.
imagined that it would like the ends of it would lift up and it would just like spin around on his
Yeah,
head.
I love
and
that. That's canon now.
Amazing.
then-
Good.
Yeah,
Okay.
he'd shake the wig about for a bit, and he'd be like, oh, that was fun," and he hands it back.
Nigel will probably tuck it in his bag. This is not a time for a wig.
No. Plans of attack. If we are attacking him. Just walk right up, smash his face. Not sure that would be a great idea.
We don't know what he is exactly. Are we assuming something ghostish?
Oh, he wasn't a knight, right? So maybe he has similar abilities to your friend Cal.
Cal, do you get anything from him?
From him,
Yeah, like what is he? Do you have any idea? Undead, maybe?
I think Ilkaas has it pretty much. They've spoken of him being part of their order or being their leader, so I assume he is a fallen knight like the rest of them. So he
Okay.
will suffer if he cannot fight up close. If you can keep him at a distance, if you have any way to lock him down.
So he will be a revenant as well.
I would assume so.
I can try and lock him down. If we have ranged weapons, and she looks at Meadhan and Nigel mostly.
Ilkaas is like, what?
Yes, I have ranged weapons.
I literally don't have anything.
I mean, could Nigel theoretically lend him a weapon?
What range weapon do you have, Nigel?
Blood spear, javelin, and witch bolt.
I feel like I wouldn't want to miss with some crazy magical weapon, but doesn't Cal just pick up a bow?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Cal's got a bow. You don't have anything, Meadhan?
No, not ranged. No, the closest thing is a spell.
Ilkaas has a light crossbow. You'd give that to Meadhan. He really doesn't need it because he's got range spells.
I was about to say I've got a hand crossbow, which would need both.
Double hand crossbow.
Can use both at the same time.
I haven't got any proficiency in them.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, I mean martial and simple.
They were full on
Bows. Do they?
Yeah, well, simple.
Yeah, that's literally every weapon.
Yeah, you're proficient in every weapon.
Okay, yeah. I thought crossbow's its own thing.
No.
I can try it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm usually the one to go in and smack things, not try and ping it from afar.
What's your dex modifier?
Not great. Yeah, 0.
We might just want to use the javelins then. Cal's got some javelins he can give you as well. I don't think I've used them.
Nigel can give you a couple of javelins.
Oh shit!
Nice.
Right, let's take some javelins. How many are we talking?
I'm going to give you 2 from my stash.
You can have all of mine. That's 5.
Damn. Okay. 7 javelins.
Cal's a Dexadin anyway.
Because, I mean, my blood spear is basically a javelin anyway, so...
Yeah, but the thing with it, you can chuck it once, but then you got to go in close to grab it
Yeah,
again.
that's true.
So, yeah.
Very
I mean,
good.
I mean,
the bottom line is
Yeah,
we're not a very subtle team comp. I think when you're
No.
like battle plans, it's like send the 3 smashers up to smash, and
We go in there
the other
and
ones,
get 'em.
the other ones smash from far away.
yeah.
We don't really have
Don't
any.
forget your
control.
Cal's got his flying sword as well. That's
Well,
pretty
man, there's a lot of nuances in this team. Yeah, there's like barbarian.
Basically, you get the crystal and you get out.
Well, we got the crystal now.
There you go. Okay, well, we're just walking up to him then. There's not really much of a battle plan. Apart from... If I can keep him at bay to a degree with
can we
my
at least,
animals...
Not really, can we?
We could try talking to him first.
What do you want to say to him?
Maybe I could say the same argument I used with Gwillem.
I mean, it didn't get anywhere with Gwillem, and this guy's meant to be the reason it didn't get anywhere with Gwillem.
But it could be that Gwillem was just kind of following orders rather than making
Maybe.
a decision.
You could go direct to the CEO, you know?
Yeah.
I mean...
Worth a try. And
Well-
everything goes if it's up.
I kind of think he probably won't give up the sword you want either.
You can always try and make a deal.
I don't have anything to give him.
We'll figure that out. Let's see what he wants.
Yeah, sure. Guidance on Ilkaas then, I guess.
Okay. So you
He's gonna.
God, not gonna be good, is it?
You got your back, bro.
Yeah, from over here.
if you guys could make sure you're moving the tokens up for just this bit.
Yeah,
Just gonna-
we are able to walk on this stuff, aren't we?
Yeah. It's very noisy, as Stefan correctly.
Hello?
Am I going the right... Oh, thank you.
Is it difficult terrain on this stuff as well?
Yes, it would be difficult terrain. You call out hello, and there's just no response, Ilkaas.
Hello?
The figure's just slumped in the side of the chair. Like its hands just hang in there.
Well, if he's not gonna talk when I shout that loud, maybe we should just,
Well,
get in there.
if he's slumped, is he even there? You know what I mean?
I mean, he's dead. I assume that's how he rests, right?
I don't know.
As you just chattering and you're getting close, Ilkaas, you start to see the hand move slightly. And it kind of grips its fist. And then the figure stands slowly from the chair. And then paces around the chair just a slow, intense walk. And then looks towards you. As it begins to grip the creature's grip, it lands on a hilt of a sword, and it tightens. Can everyone but Ilkaas do a insight check for me? Or perception. Insight or perception. Okay. Cal, Meadhan, and Farrah, you all recognise the hilt of this sword as being the hilt of the sword that Sergei von Zarevich fought his brother with during the duel.
Oh, snap. Oh, shit.
The creature kind of looks directly at you, Ilkaas, and just says, "If you have come to destroy me, know this. I perished defending this land from evil hundreds of years ago. And because of my failure, I am forever doomed. If you destroy this body, my spirit will find a new corpse to inhabit, and I will hunt you down. You cannot free me from my damnation, nor would I wish it."
No, we're more here to discuss terms about...
What terms do you come here to discuss?
We think how Count von Zarevich gets to live as a god in his own hell isn't really fair, and we want to torture him more.
Von Zarevich, there is no monster I hate more than Strahd von Zarevich.
And why do you let him live like a god?
Because you are children and do not understand. Strahd may pretend to be a god, but he is cursed within this realm to suffer eternally in a hell of his own creation from which he can never escape.
But then why do the people here deserve to suffer as much as him?
They do not matter. Only
Ilkaas just looks around, he's like, well...
Only his suffering matters. He slew Argynvost, broke the life of the knight I loved, and destroyed the valiant order to which I devoted my life. And Strahd has already died once. He cannot be allowed to die again.
We don't want to kill him, we just want to torture him.
You
This
cannot...
hell could be even worse than it is.
It is not possible to make Strahd von Zarevich suffer more than he already is.
You should tell that... Well, no, that doesn't make sense, don't worry.
This place, and he kind of looks around, is the perfect hell for such a monster. Misery and unrest tortures his soul, and being a god within brings him no joy. It simply confounds his curse.
That's fair enough, I suppose. And he's gonna, like, walk back and tap Farrah on the shoulder as he walks back.
Yeah, she'll just slightly step forward. She'll say, "We disagree. We'll be taking the sword."
You will not. If you have come to free this land from the creature that feeds on the blood of the innocent. That is the only purpose this sword possesses. And I will destroy anyone who tries to end his torment. So if you have come for the sword, then you come here with one true purpose.
Yeah, she steps forward. She says, the sword will help us kill him. We want to escape, and most of us want revenge. It may not matter to you, but, well, that's what we're going to do.
Then draw your swords, and let us fight upon this once great house, once clean and now corrupted. And he reaches into the hill and he pulls it forward, and you do not see a sword. It's just a hilt. And then suddenly it ignites, and instead of a hilt, there is just pure light that crackles a sunblade. And then he slowly begins to step forward towards you. And he says, "Come, face your destinies." And with that, we will end today's session.
Oh, shit.
Whoops.
Fuck. Bad initiative, even for my plus 10.
Yeah, we'll roll initiative next time because Helen's
I'm keeping
not...
that.
Yeah, you can keep him, but because Helen's not here, I don't want to roll without George here.
Yeah,
I don't want to keep mine. Mine's pretty.
Well, you should.
Who's Helen?
Should have waited for the crystal, shouldn't you?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got to get used to
got
that.
excited.
God.
I hope you guys enjoyed that session. I know it was a lot of walking around in empty rooms, but it was meant to try and build the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Feels weirdly satisfying knowing we've like completely cleared out this whole like mansion.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want Ilkaas's initiative to be higher than Meadhan's so he can tap him on the back.
Yeah. I hope you liked the Ilkaas stuff with Argynvost, Kieran.
Yeah, I did. It was good. I like Vlad as well.
Yeah, Lord.
Oh man, blood. Jesus. I want one.
Not bringing him to battle.
Don't want to lose him.
Exactly.
He's too much of a pure boy.
Exactly.
Lewis, we're not blinded by this sword, are we?
No, definitely not.
Okay, good.
It's not that bright.
I
It's
think
not that bright.
I'm worried about
Cal
it.
might have a bad time with it.
Oh, yeah, he might.
It's going to be like, turns out Cal's the only one who can wield it because he's a paladin.
Yeah, I thought of that. Don't want a sword of sunlight, thanks very much.
I mean, Farrah can
Jesus.
wield it, but it wouldn't be very useful.
Just give it to one of the muscle boys.
But that's if it can
Yeah,
be
true.
attuned by a muscle boy.
To wait and see.
Because the only people who've
True.
had it so far are both probably paladins, right?
I don't think this guy's a paladin anymore, is he?
Probably an oathbreaker, right?
Maybe.
Maybe even not.
Yeah, he's kind of. I don't know.
To wait and see.
I don't know.
I didn't know what to say to him. He's just like, yep, I'm going to come get your sword. You know?
I don't think there's anything to say to him. He's not
Mm.
really a person anymore. He's just like a shadow of his former self.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose
It's like
so.
talking to a robot.
Yeah, true.
Ilkaas,
Well-
right?
Yeah, no, it was a very
Yeah,
good
it is.
attempt.
Yeah.
But the
But
He's
I've almost
tempted
stopped
to do
that.
the Oathbreaker Channel Divinity, but it felt a bit lame.
what does it do?
As an action, you can target one undead within 30 feet to force a Wisdom saving throw. On a failure, the target must obey your commands for 24 hours or until you use this feature again.
Oh shit.
And an undead with a challenge rating equal to or greater than 8 is immune. So it would have been a chance as to whether he's 8 or greater.
Oh, it would have been totally
He's,
worth it.
Definitely immune.
Ah,
Yeah.
that would have been great though. Oh, do you think you... Oh, hello, sir. Welcome to the...
I love you.
Oh, No, I was thinking about having a bunch of snakes sort of waiting in the wings, and I feel like I should have done it now. Damn it.
You can do on your turn.
Yeah, but my turn is 12.
Wait and see.
See what his is. His might be worse.
Yeah.
I'm liking all this Ilkaas stuff. That's so cool. It is very Simba Mustafa.
It was literally the song.
Yeah, that was
from
great.
The Lion King.
Yeah, it was.
I remember who you are, so.
Thing is, you're gonna get out of Argynvostholt, and they're gonna be like, "What do you think, Ilkaas?" And be like, "I have no idea. I've never been here before."
At least when you go to the Amber Temple, you'll all be on equal footing. Let's put it that way.
Except Helen.
Except for Helen.
Little Helen breaks the
Helen
arrow
up
thing.
to?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Keeping an eye on her.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm wondering how George is going to handle that. That will be.
Should be fun.
Right, I'm going to disappear now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go now as well.
Yeah, me too.
Thank
Sleepy.
you guys.
See you later.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Laters, taters.
Bye.
Good night.